up because he gets the shit kicked out of him in every movie.
I'm assuming that he's been doing that for a while.
Yeah.
Do you want to get this on recording? Let's just start, because this is good stuff.
We're back after Bill's Gamera Palooza, and now we're going to talk about Gamera. So,
well, on that note, hello everyone! I am Zazubaar, and welcome back to the Demons from Outer Space. It has been a while since we have done one of these. This is episode 37? Yeah, 37. And joining me, as always, is Dylan McCandless, a.k.a. Super DM64.
Hi.
Dylan, we're back, man.
We are back.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
We haven't talked in, like, a month.
No.
And we haven't done the show for even longer than that. Because I started doing Gamera Palooza at the end of August. Or I started recording it. I started working on it. And then I started posting them 2 weeks ago.
Right, the last time that we did an episode was when we reviewed the first episode of Season 8 of Doctor Who.
So we haven't done an episode in roughly 4 weeks.
Yeah.
It was the week after that episode premiered. So we might have to bring up some Who later on.
Yes, but there is a lot of Who that needs to be discussed.
Yes, indeed. We haven't talked about it at all, so this will all be fresh stuff for you listeners out there, and we haven't talked about it at all together. So, I mean, we texted a little bit, but I was just so engaged in giant Atlantean turtles that I couldn't really watch Doctor Who. But we were just talking about Gamera beforehand, and even though I've done 2 weeks of reviews worth of Gamera stuff, I figured why not.
I haven't.
Yeah, so that's it. It's like I haven't talked to Dylan about any of this stuff, and he did something interesting in terms of watching my Gamera Palooza. Dylan, why don't you tell him what you did?
Well, unlike with Godzilla Palooza, because I just didn't have the energy.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I actually watched the Gamera movies as Bill was reviewing them. Usually it was like I would see that he had uploaded a new one, and then I would watch the movie, and then I would watch the video. It didn't wind up that way with the last two, because it just came to the weekend, and I had stuff planned. But so I watched...
Well, I posted them late, so...
He posted them late, so I watched both of those movies beforehand, and then... But I had already seen Iris anyway. This was the first time I've ever seen the Gamera series in full, because I hadn't seen Brave, and there were large chunks of Showa that I hadn't seen.
I hadn't seen the last 3 Showa movies. Last 3, yeah.
I had seen bits and pieces of Zigra before, and but I had never seen Jiger. I had never seen Super Monster, thankfully.
Yeah, well now, now we both have that scar to bear, my friend.
And oddly enough, I hadn't seen Virus. The only Gamera movies, Showa Gamera movies that I had seen in full were the first 3 and Guiron.
Oh wow, so you have even less exposure to it than I did.
Yeah.
So you've literally seen half of it then?
Yeah, I had literally seen half of Showa Gamera.
I guess I hadn't seen much more. I'd only seen one more than you. Okay, because I had seen Virus.
And back in spring, I bought the Blu-ray volumes that they released of the Showa Gamera series. I didn't get the Legacy Collection DVD because I wanted that Blu-ray quality.
Yeah, well, you know what? You made the right decision.
Well, I mean, they're the same transfers. I had some of the same...
Oh, so you had the shitty subtitles.
Yeah,
okay.
I did have some shitty subtitles. I mean, they look a little better because they're on Blu-ray, and the sound's a little better because they're on Bluray.
Yeah, your quality is probably better than mine.
I wasn't buying the Heisei Gamera trilogy again, which is another one of the reasons that I got the Showa Blu-rays, because I didn't want to buy...
Oh, yeah, well...
It's like, I don't want to pay for those movies again. I already own them on Blu-ray. Why am I going to buy a DVD?
That is exactly what my thought was, and then I went on Amazon to buy them like 2 months ago. And there's a whole fucking fiasco behind me getting this thing in the first place. That's why Gamera Palooza didn't start until September. Was that I was going to buy those 2 Blu-rays because I had the Heisei trilogy and I was going to do something else for Gamera the Brave. So I was just going to buy those 2 Blu-rays, but then they were really expensive. Not like super expensive. They were like $9 each, but they were $9 each.
Yeah.
So that would have been $18. But then the Legacy Collection, which is all the movies except for Gamera the Brave, was $9 just for one box set.
Yeah, see, I don't remember how much I paid for them, but I got a better rate than that because I pre-ordered.
Yeah, no, I got a good deal, and I was also like, I can't see. The thing is, for the most part, except for the last review, I edited together with stills. That's why it took so long, and why I wanted to kill myself most days, because those videos took a long time to edit. and they took like 5 or 6 hours to edit.
He's gotten used to podcasting, where he just throws up a title card, and it's like,
see, that's
done.
the thing. The first one, the first Gamera movie, took me like 2 days to edit.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's why I kind of fell behind, because the first couple of them I took like 2 or 3 days to edit because I wanted them to be good. But also I was so not used to doing that anymore that I was like, oh God, this takes forever. And the other thing is I talk a lot and really fast. So I bring up a lot of shit, and I want most of the stuff that I bring up to have pictures on it. So it's like it takes a while, and you have to search through all these. And I took like hundreds of images, so it's like, because what you do is if you want to do what I did and put stills over your videos, here's what you do. Download a program called VLC Media Player. For those of you out there who are fans of Geek Evolution, this is what Captain Logan does on Superhero Rewind. That's how I found out about it, was through him, when I was having a conversation with him. And he was telling me how he does those videos. And so I did it for this. And I went on VLC, and they have a function called Take Snapshot, where you can take screenshots. Most digital video players do that, but Windows Media Player doesn't do it.
Yeah,
so,
I have VLC, but I rarely use it.
Well, you don't really have a reason to, because you don't take snapshots.
Not usually, but there are times.
Well, it's good for what I just described. It's good for taking snapshots. And what you do, and I didn't do this for Godzilla Palooza, so this is kind of why I stopped doing it with Godzilla Palooza, is you have to go to a menu, go down to the bottom of the menu, and there's a button that says Take Snapshot. But back then, I didn't know how hotkeys worked. Mm-hmm. So I was literally going up and pressing the button every time and pausing the movie. So it would take me like a while to finish the movies. So I was like, I can't do this every day. I've got 30 reviews to do. Can't do it. So I was like, fuck it. I'll just do the lazy thing and just put a poster up. So that's why I started doing that. But then when I started doing Gamera Palooza and I found I knew about hotkeys, I was like, I gotta set this as a hotkey. So I set it as just Shift S, so it was really easy to do. But what's the problem is you're trying to watch the movies and enjoy them, right? Mm-hmm. And it's slightly more difficult to do that when you're also, because I overanalyze the fuck out of all those movies. Dylan, you listen to it, you'd know. And I wrote pages of notes on each movie. Because I was also picking up certain plot things that were smaller that I knew I wanted to bring up in my review. So I was writing down character names. I was giving characters funny nicknames, like the kid in, what's the kid in fucking Jiger's name? You know what? I have my notebook right here, I can tell you.
Oh yeah, what is the kid in Jiger's name?
Hang on, I have it written down.
Isn't that the one where the American kid has a girl for a change?
No, there's a boy too.
Oh, that's
I know his name is Jimmy.
Oh yeah, there's a boy and his little sister. I remember this now.
Yeah. I know Hiroshi is the kid's name, and then then Tommy is the white boy, as I wrote him down.
Zigro.
And then
Zigro was where it's like, hey, the kid who's ambiguously not Japanese is white. I mean, he's a girl.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what she was supposed to be.
No, because her dad looks Japanese.
It's Onodera from Gamera vs. Barugan.
But both of those kids are like white, and I'm like, I don't understand. Are they adopted or are they half?
No, I presume that he married a white woman and then they fucked and had a mix.
They're Asians.
Is that a thing?
It is to me.
It is now.
I just made it a thing.
My nickname for him in my notes, and I think I brought this up in the video, was Hiroshi Eyebrows McGee. Because that kid had Martin Scorsese eyebrows.
It was pretty intense.
It was like he had attack eyebrows, to quote Peter Capaldi.
I was scared.
You could take bottle cuts off with these.
Wasn't afraid to die.
Wasn't afraid to die. Somebody on one of my videos commented that I think I posted my Iris review is going to be up late because, again, I wanted to elaborately edit it, and that was going to take a while with my schedule right now. I have to get up at 7:30 every morning, and I have work until 10. I didn't have a fun life when I was doing Gamera Palooza. So I wrote that post, and I think it was Matt Cox, who's a great SOS fan, great follower of my channel and of all of our stuff. He's fantastic. He's a great guy. He posted a picture of Wilford Brimley, and it just said heavy breathing.
Yeah, I saw that.
to show that he was getting excited. I loved that. That made me feel good. That really unrustled my jimmies. Which is a saying that I've grown to use now. I've started to use that a lot, Dylan, since we last spoke.
Mm.
I say that to everybody. I was like, man, my jimmies are really rustled today.
I see.
But what were we talking about? We were talking about
Gamera?
just wrapping up, about Gamera Palooza. I want to talk about all this now so that way I don't have to later. Because it's really fresh for me. I finished the last review last night.
And I watched it this afternoon.
So it's fresh in our minds. And I've been doing nothing but watching Gamera movies for the past month. So
I'm with you.
It's all I've had time to do.
I'm with you.
Yeah, so that's probably what the majority of this episode will be, as well as Doctor Who.
Now I finally have time to watch my Rebirth of Mothra Blu-ray.
Yep, that's how I feel too. I'm gonna watch the first one tonight after we're done here.
And then it's gonna be a fun October for me because I bought this sweet ass Blu-ray essentials collection of the Universal Monster movies.
Oh, you got that? That's awesome.
It's gonna be a fun time. Spanish version of Dracula. Gonna finally see that.
I have that. I've seen it.
Gonna finally watch Creature from the Black Lagoon in 3D. It's gonna be great.
You got that?
Yeah, the Essentials Collection Blu-ray. You can watch Creature from the Black Lagoon in 3D.
Do you have a 3D TV?
No.
So then, how the fuck are you gonna watch it?
Well, I'm assuming that it's old school 50s 3D, right?
No. Wait, maybe.
It might be, because that's...
There's no way. If it's on a 3D screen, then it's not going to work. Is this a new Blu-ray? When did it come out?
I'm not sure.
If it came out 10 years ago, then you're right. But if it came out a year ago...
I don't think it came out 10 years ago. Point is, tons of special features.
You're not going to be able to watch it in 3D, I'm sorry. Unless they send you those crappy glasses.
I'm going to have a fun ass... Well, I have a pair of those crappy glasses.
Oh, it's not going to work,
just for novelty. What was I talking about? But yeah, it's going to be a fun October for me.
I'm jealous. I need to rebuy those movies. I don't have all of them, but the ones I have aren't very good.
It also comes with this sweet booklet. It's just wonderful. My only complaint with the set is that it includes the 1941 version of Phantom of the Opera, and I'm more of a fan of the 1925 version.
Oh, it doesn't have the Chaney version? Is that a Universal movie? Yeah, right.
Yes.
Well, it's not considered part of that series, though.
I always like to consider it.
Yeah, but it's really not, though. It's kind of pre Dracula. If Dracula's the beginning.
But it's all good because I bought a sweet Blu-ray of that too. So.
It doesn't include Freaks, right? The other Todd Browning horror movie.
No.
See, that's why, because that's also not considered part of it.
Well, anyway, it doesn't really matter because I bought a Blu-ray of the 1925 version as well. Which also has both the 1925 version and the 1929 reissue version. So,
of what?
Of Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, you got. I thought this was in the Universal Blu-ray. I'm sorry. I was selective hearing. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, so now I have two versions of Phantom of the Opera. One's Claude Rains, the other one's Lon Chaney.
Do you have the newer one? The one with fucking what's his name? Leonidas, whatever the fuck his name is. Gerard Butler.
No.
The musical version, the one that's based on Phantom, not based on Phantom of the Opera.
I mean...
Because the original movies are based on the book, but this one's based on, the musical stage version.
Actually, you know what? I think there is a copy in the living room, but it's not mine.
Yeah. So you haven't seen it?
No.
I have no interest. I'm not really Listen, I respect the original one, the Lon Chaney version, for what it is and for the fact that it's revolutionary. That story just does not appeal to me.
I really like the Lon Chaney version. I'm gonna give. I've never actually watched the Claude Rains version. I might like it. I might.
I own it. I haven't seen it.
I might be shitting on it prematurely. I might actually really enjoy it. I just don't think I'm going to like it as much as the Lon Chaney.
I think if I'm remembering this correctly, Adam mentioned it when we were talking about something once, and he says that it's the closest version to the book. The one with the Claude Rains. Yeah, the Claude Rains version. If I remember that conversation correctly, it was a long time ago. This is when he and I had just met, and he mentioned that. I think that's the version he was talking about.
The only thing is that makeup is a serious step down.
Yeah, it's just like a burn. Listen, you don't need makeup to make Claude Rains look scary.
I know, but it's like I look at it and I'm like, this is pretty lazy. Look what Lon Chaney did.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
look what that man.
you're right.
Look at what that man subjected himself to.
Listen,
Now his
Claude Rains' Invisible Man, one of my favorite movies of all time.
now his son is a wolf man. Okay.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, that
It's not his real name, by the way.
who?
Lon Chaney Jr. It's not his real name.
That's his real name.
Nope, he changed it for the screen.
Oh.
Well, no, it wasn't even his choice. It was I think his. No, it was his choice. Was it? No, it was his. It was Universal's choice because his first big movie was not The Wolfman. It was Of Mice and Men. He played Lenny, which is a movie I really want to watch because he got a lot of praise for it. And I can see him playing that role really well.
No wonder he changed his name. His real name is Crichton.
Yep, yeah, that's it. What's the first name then?
Crichton.
What's his last name? Crichton Chaney?
Crichton, middle name Toll Chaney.
Crichton Chaney? That's a badass name.
Doesn't roll off.
That is a badass name.
Doesn't roll off the tongue.
Crichton Chaney is the Wolfman. Oh, come on, that's fucking badass.
All right, yeah, that's but they've got it here with the middle.
Well, no, they did it because hey, Lon Chaney, in a monster movie, that'll make money.
It's a way of advertising. Hey, remember that guy? We got his kid.
Right. Well, they didn't. Well, they didn't call him Lon Chaney Jr. in the original movies, though. They called him Lon Chaney.
He has a significantly smaller number of faces, but we got him.
That's true. Well, Frankenstein, the Mummy, Wolfman, that dude from the Alligator People.
I mean, I wasn't exactly counting.
Does that count?
I wasn't really counting movies. I was just referencing the fact.
Well, but also, hang on. Did fucking Lon Chaney Sr. have 1,000 faces actually?
I mean, that's what he's called.
But he didn't actually. It's hyperbole.
But he always had these really elaborate makeups,
Fair enough.
not always just with the face. Like one time, he was playing a character with no legs, and they had this elaborate harness where he folded his legs up or something. I don't know. I read about it. I don't remember the particulars, but it would cut off his circulation, and it was very painful.
Yeah. Can you imagine having to stand after that? Oh man.
Just the man was a beast.
Yeah, he was a badass. I don't know if I want to meet him. I would be terrified to meet any classical actor because I imagine they'd just be too proper for me.
I mean, they're all dead, so.
Well, not all of them. Most of them.
I mean, most of them are dead.
Most of them are dead.
The chances of you running into any of them.
Let's think about it. Who's still alive of classic Universal monsters?
Let's see. Lugosi's dead.
Bela Lugosi's dead. Claude Rains is dead.
I think Karloff's dead, isn't he?
Chaney Jr. died a long time ago. Karloff is long dead.
So who's left? Who played the Gill Man? Is he still kicking?
One of them is.
But I mean, that was in the 50s. That's way.
Yeah, no, that's different. A lot of people don't consider that canon. I do, but not canon. It's not like it's continuity or anything. Well, really, but.
So see, all of these Universal monster actors are dead.
Well, hang on. The Gillman. One of the Gillmen is still alive. All right. What about the
Who played the bride?
Wait, what about Glenn Strange? Is he still alive?
Who played the bride, and is she still alive?
Shit, what's her name? You know what? They're probably all dead though, because they're fucking Elsa Lanchester.
Is she alive?
I doubt it.
No, and Glenn Strange is dead.
He was the monster in the House movies, and he was the monster in Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein.
Well, he's dead. Been dead since 1973.
Yeah, she's been dead since the 80s.
He didn't even live long enough to see the remake of King Kong.
Wow. What a life.
This is how I measure a man's life, huh?
You know what? Well, that's a really bad way to measure a life because that's not a great movie. Not a bad movie though, actually. A lot of people shit on that movie. It is not the Godzilla '98 of King Kong movies.
No. Is there a Godzilla '98 of King Kong movies?
Not a movie called King Kong.
Yeah.
I guess if you were like a diehard fucking King Kong fan who wasn't also a Godzilla fan, I've heard some people call Toho Kong the Godzilla '98 of King Kong movies, but even then, that's different.
I mean, King Kong Escapes is not a fantastic movie.
No, but it's not an awful movie, and King Kong himself is pretty much the same character. He just has a shitty design. Yeah, but you know what? Okay. The problem with '98 is not just the fact that the design is unrecognizable. It's also that it's not the same character.
It's also not incredibly well written.
'98?
Yeah.
Well, that, of course, but I mean that's a lot of fish. But
It is a lot of fish.
mm-hmm.
At least
King Kong Escapes isn't greatly written either, though.
At least the King Kong and King Kong Escapes looks like a gorilla. I don't know what's going on with the first Toho Kong.
Yeah, no, that one's bad. We talked to Jacob Baker about this though. He brought up the thing that I always bring up is that that you got to give them a lot of props for initially trying to make it look more like a gorilla, but they just couldn't do it in a way where it would be comfortable enough for the actor while also being able to fight Godzilla.
Mad props to that movie for giving the world Gorosaurus though.
Yeah, I love Gorosaurus. It's funny though, is because the original Japanese version of King Kong Escapes, which I still haven't seen, is supposed to be in continuity with King Kong vs. Godzilla, right? It's supposed to be a sequel.
I don't know.
That's what Adam always tells me.
I
haven't seen it.
I don't know.
If so, that makes no fucking sense. Now listen, it would make sense in that that's where Gorosaurus comes from. It's in the Godzilla universe. But why is King Kong like a new thing that nobody knows about? And why is he so much fucking smaller?
I don't know.
Do you, listen, so let me ask you this, having just watched all the Gamera movies. So somebody's like, hey, Dylan, they're doing Godzilla vs. Gamera, but they're going to set it in the Heisei Gamera series and be in continuity with only the original Godzilla. That would work, right? That'd be the best way to do it if you were going to do it in a universe where both monsters are established and it's in a previously established continuity.
I don't know though, because if it's in continuity with the original Gojira, then people should not be so shocked at the existence of giant monsters.
You're absolutely right.
Of the universe.
Yeah, you're right, but like that happens all the time though. That's a lot of monster movies do that. Like how many Showa Godzilla movies? It's like, oh my god, there's a giant monster. It's like, hey guys, this is not a weird thing now.
Right.
And in fucking Gamera vs. Guiron, when Akio's mother is like, being abducted by aliens is silly. This planet was invaded by aliens less than a year ago.
Yeah, that really got to me. It was like, aliens don't exist. And I'm like, really?
Did you not watch the news last year? Because they fucking exist, lady.
They exist. Okay, aliens invaded last year. The only male aliens in the entire Gamera series invaded you last year.
Well, Zigra's male.
Oh, well, but he's one of the monsters. I'm talking about, like...
So are the aliens in Virus. They were in human suits.
That's true. So if we're talking about actual, like, aliens that look like people, they're all female.
Well, for all we know, I don't imagine that this is the case, but all those Virus things could be fucking female in male human suits.
They could. We really don't have a way of knowing, do we?
But they're squids, so they might even not be, like, have a gender.
I mean, is anybody going out there and lifting the squid's skirts?
Well, I have my moments. Every now and then I'll go down to the depths and lift up squid skirts.
Life finds a way.
Apparently giant squids will merge together to form a giant squid.
Yeah, apparently Virus has powers like Destroya from Rulers of Earth and can just, like, combine to become a big...
apparently.
A big Virus.
Well, Destroya has that power in Godzilla vs. Destroya, too.
Yes, he does. But they don't make as much...
Where they got it from.
They don't make as much use of it, though. Like...
Well,
like in that,
that's not entirely true.
In that comic, it's like every other panel. Oh, let me separate again. Oh, now I'm back together again. Oh, what are you going to do?
Well, that's not true. Well, in GVD, that sounds weird. No, in Godzilla vs. Destroya...
GVD.
There's a scene where Godzilla's fighting the big devil destroyer.
We should just call it that from now on, GVD.
Yeah, let's just call it fucking GVD. In GVD,
we gotta give
Godzilla is about to when Godzilla is about to die. That's how Destroyer throws him off. He just comes apart and attacks Godzilla.
Right.
I mean, they don't do it as much as they do it in the comic, but Destroyer doesn't have as much screen time or panel time as he does in Rulers of Earth in the movie.
True.
So, I have one up you, sir.
But all the aliens are female. I noticed that. I was like, wow, interesting.
Well, Legion, but you mean like human aliens?
Yeah, I'm mostly referring to the Showa series too.
Yeah, they're all female. That's weird.
Yeah. Them women that was trying to eat them kids' brains, they were female.
Yeah, gee, they were fucking hot, dude. I was watching the MST3K episode of that today because I was avoiding those episodes while I was doing the series because I didn't want them to like taint my critical analysis of the films. So, but now that I'm finished, I'm like, I need to go back and rewatch those. Just now that I have those movies fresh in my mind, and oh my god, dude, the Sandy Frank dub on Gamera vs. Guiron is like one of the worst dub jobs I have ever heard. It sounds like they got one dude to do all the voices.
I love how
even the chicks.
I love how the scientist at the beginning is taking those awkward pauses in the middle of.
He takes fucking forever to explain basic science. Now, listen, he does that in the Japanese version too, where it's like, Jupiter is also the same. Thanks.
Yeah, I didn't even notice.
What are you, Jeff Goldblum?
I didn't even notice because I was reading the subtitles, and I have a tendency to.
Yeah, I paid attention because I remembered that, so I paid attention to it.
I have a tendency to drown out the Japanese voices because it just sounds like gibberish to me. So
very true.
So I just listen to the music and read the subtitles.
That's pretty much it. It's like an audiobook.
Look at the pretty pictures. Although I have to call bullshit sometimes because there'll be times when like a character will like the subtitles will say that they're calling that person's name, but what's coming out of their mouth sounds nothing like that person's name, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, whenever they address the monsters, it's like I didn't hear Gamera in that sentence at all. I heard like just gibberish.
Wait a minute now. You mean to tell me that I cannot distinguish your husband's name out of all that Japanese? But every time they say Toto, I can hear that just fine. I hear the name Toto one more time.
I swear to God, if I hear anybody scream the name Gamera ever again, I'm gonna punch a child in the face.
Watch.
Just a random child. It's like, hey, stop saying Gamera.
I was like, Gamera Palooza's over. I've watched all of the Gamera movies. I'm feeling good about myself. Now I'm finally gonna watch that new Rebirth of Mothra Blu-ray that I bought, and I watched the first one today, rewatched it, and of course there were children. And I was like, no.
Yep. That's exactly what I thought. Because Andres was like, you know that the Rebirth of Mothra trilogy isn't that much better than a lot of Gamera. I was like, yeah, I know, but does the first movie hold up?
There are some really creaky effects moments.
I'm excited. Don't shit on Rebirth of Mothra for me, Dylan. I'm so excited.
I'm just warning you.
Don't shit on Rebirth of Mothra for me.
I mean, this was coming out around the same time as Heisei Gamera, so if you're going in expecting that level of effects, don't, because there are some really creaky moments.
Really? Oh, that sucks.
There's some CG that does not hold up like at all.
When was the first one?
But 96.
It came out after Really? It came out after Guardian?
Yeah, because Guardian was the same year as Destroya, and they waited until they got done with the Godzilla series to start doing the Mothra movie.
Hey guys, Godzilla's dead. Let's bring Gamera back.
And then Toho was like, let's make a Mothra trilogy now. Why? Because we killed Godzilla, and we've got to make money.
And we can't bring back Godzilla until after the Americans fail to bring him back in that country. So we gotta wait for a couple of years.
Well, we have no confidence in their project. Why did we sell the rights to those assholes? I have
no
idea.
Understand. Listen, everybody craps on Roland Emmerich for what he did in '98. It's not entirely his fault, because he did. Listen, part of the reason why he went with that design is because he was like, "There's no way they're going to say yes to this, so let's do it anyway." I'm serious. This is what he said later, and he wouldn't have any reason to lie now. He's been witch hunted. He's been persecuted for the past 16 years anyway.
And since then, he's gone on to make other awful things like 10,000 BC.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like he has nothing to lose at this point. So I actually believe him. And apparently he liked the new Godzilla. So I was like, all right, I guess.
Good for him.
He's got some good taste, at least.
Everybody always complains about the lack of Godzilla in 2014.
He has about the same amount of screen time as Zilla did.
But the lack of Godzilla in 2014 is not nearly as bad as the lack of Godzilla in 98, because there is no Godzilla in 98.
He did in the new one. That was one of the funniest jokes they made at the Rift Tracks Live of 98, was a lot of fans say he's not in this one either.
I'll tell you.
Well, I'll tell you. But no, actually, if you look at it, Zilla's got a little, like a smidge, like a couple seconds more screen time in 98 as Godzilla does in 2014. You know what the difference is?
What?
Godzilla is Godzilla in 2014.
Oh, and then in GMK they're like, oh, the Americans were mistaken. It wasn't really Godzilla that attacked New York. And I'm like, wait a minute. It was that dumbass Japanese fisherman's fault who told the French guy that.
Yeah, it's not the Americans' fault.
The fault lies with the Japanese fisherman first, then the French guy, and then us.
They're not being like, no. There's actually a thing called Godzilla that the Japanese fought in 1954.
And then us. We are the third on that shit list.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's the Japanese, the French, and then our faults.
Don't forget France.
So it's kind of like World War II all over again.
Don't forget France. They were in the middle there. Blame France.
Well, just like World War II. No. If we have any French listeners who are still sensitive about World War II, hey, it's not too soon. Get over it.
If you're still sensitive about World War II, really?
And if you are, how, like, I don't think we have any listeners that are over the age of 50. I doubt it. If there are, I'd love to know. Comment and tell me how old you are.
The only people who have a reason to still be, like, sore about the whole World War II thing are the Jews.
Oh, they're always allowed. Like, they got fucked.
I mean, there's going to come a point where that's going to...
No, you know what? The Jews and the Chinese, because they got fucked.
I mean, there's going to come a point where it's going to be old, but we haven't reached that yet.
No, but also the Chinese got butt-fucked in that situation, too.
They did.
They got butt-fucked. So, listen, China, I know you're fucking with our shit right now, but you're still allowed to be mad about World War II.
Yeah, you're still good. You're still good. You and the Jews are still good.
China, you have less reason, but still, you got fucked.
I mean,
so
we're just now sort of hitting the era where I'm kind of like, hey, black people, quit bringing up slavery. You've got plenty of time, Jews in China.
Yeah, I mean, listen, even then, we fucked them for a while, too. And even then, it wasn't like right after slavery things were great for them.
No.
It took almost 100 years for us to be like, we are equal, aren't we?
True. I'm not complaining about people complaining about slavery. It's terrible. I'm complaining about people who take it so personally they act as if they themselves were enslaved.
Yeah, that's what pisses me off. It's like, listen, I get that you're mad about your heritage, but look, dude, like, you didn't actually... Like, listen,
you are from a middle-class family, your dad works at a car dealership, you're doing good. Shut up.
Well, but listen, I get that they still experience racism, and that's something that I see a lot, so...
Am I right?
Yeah, we talked... Did I tell that story on the show? I think I did.
I think you told it on the following episode of SOS.
Yeah, so go listen to the last episode of SOS if you want to hear the racist encounter I had recently.
I mean, I encounter racism all the time.
Yeah, you live in the South. It's like a way of life down there.
Honest to God racism, not joking racism like what I do. Honest to God racism.
Like, listen, we make a lot of racially charged jokes on this show. Two of our best friends are Latino, so...
I, for one, love black people.
I'm a big fan. A bunch of my friends are black. And like, that's a classic fucking white people guilt excuse, though. It's like, oh, I got a black friend. It's like, that's not an excuse for the words I sometimes say on this show. But not that we've ever really dropped the N-word seriously, but...
I don't currently have any black friends. I have before, though.
I had black friends once. Why did they get rid of you? Because I was really racist.
No, Bill. I got rid of them. No,
Oh, shit!
No, but I'm very...
Well, Dylan,
I'm very pro-black.
Yeah, I absolutely am.
We're digging this hole really deeply.
No, we should stop.
You know why I love the Universal monster movies? Glorious black and white.
Yeah, well... Yeah.
The metaphor for life. Anyway,
Not really at all, though.
If you think really hard about it and not apply any logic whatsoever, it works.
Then yeah, it works perfectly. If you completely lie about the facts, then it's fine. It makes perfect sense.
But now I gotta rewatch Rebirth of Mothra 2, and I'm not looking forward to that, because last time I tried to do that, it put me to sleep.
I guess it is kind of, and I have to rewatch the movies. I haven't seen 2 or 3, so I saw bits and pieces of 3 a long time ago. But I haven't seen any of 2. But based on the way you describe it, it sounds like it's kind of similar to Gamera for me, where I really love 1 and 3.
No, but...
2 is kind of eh.
But it's not like that at all, because the problem with Mothra 2, Rebirth of Mothra 2, at least for me, some people like it, is that it bored me to tears.
Right.
Oh.
So you think Legion is a superior film?
To Rebirth of Mothra 2? Hell yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people got mad at me for my review of Legion. A lot of people were like, hey, this movie is good, fuck you. And I was like, no, they didn't get that nasty about it. But I had no negative feedback about Gamera Palooza whatsoever. I got shit on when I did Godzilla Palooza. Though I'm kind of expecting that to come over time. Like, just listen. I'm not blaming anybody in particular. It happens. If you post anything on YouTube, somebody will shit on it.
I think the only
it's gonna happen.
I think the only negative feedback you got, and this wasn't on YouTube, this was on Facebook, was the rest of the SOS responding to your review of Jiger.
Yeah, you guys are mad at me. What did I fuck up on that? I forget.
Everything. Your opinions were just wrong. No,
Dylan likes that movie quite a bit. I find it boring.
You were all like, why is Gamera getting all iced? And I'm like, he's not turning icy. They explain that he lost the color.
No, hang on, though. Why is it only in his arm and head, number one? Because that's not where it was injected. It's number one. B, there is ice on him. He's got, like, droops of ice on him.
It's not supposed to be ice, though. I don't...
So what is it supposed to be, then? His fucking skin is falling off?
No, it's not falling off. Okay, he lost the pigment in his skin. He became pale because the baby Jiger was feeding on his blood, and he was...
Right, that makes perfect sense to me. That's not all that happened.
It doesn't look that way, but that's what they explain it as. And there's even a shot where they show you a close-up of the side of his face, and you can tell that it's just his skin is pale because the light is shining on his face, and you could actually kind of see, like, his bones, like, through the skin. So it's like...
Oh, okay, that's why.
So it's like he's lost his color.
That was not clear to me at all when I saw the movie.
Like, is he turning to stone, or is he icing up? And I'm like...
That's what I thought they were going to do, because it started off with the statue.
Here's the thing. I thought the same thing when I was watching the movie. I thought, is that ice? But then they explained it, and I don't know if you just missed it, or...
Or I was just like, fuck this movie. No, I wasn't like, fuck this movie. I think Jiger is a massive improvement over the last two movies. I scored it... What did I score it?
I don't remember.
If I gave it a 2 out of 5, I might have scored it too low, because that movie is better. Well, hang on, let me look it now. If I gave it a 2 out of 5, I retract that. I scored it too low. I don't think I did that. I think I gave it a 2.5.
Also, Jiger's energy attack is not that similar to the Rainbow. I mean, it looks like it, just because...
It's exactly the same. Are you crazy?
It looks like it because it's curved, but it's like Jiger's energy attack is like some sort of high-frequency wave that destroys molecular, like...
Dylan, but it looks identical, and it does the exact same thing.
No, the Rainbow is just it's just a rainbow that burns things.
Yeah, no, but, like, the visual of it, what it does, I don't care what it is, it doesn't matter. But what it is and what it does.
The only way it even remotely looks the same is because they decided to do the curve, and I don't know why, because you really don't...
But that's what makes it look identical to me. And also the idea of Jiger is almost the exact same as Berrigan.
I mean, not really.
What are you talking about? It's exactly the same.
Because they hint that Jiger is an organism from, like, the same place as Gamera, whereas Berrigan is, hey, mysterious egg opal from New Guinea.
No, but listen. They both come from ancient civilizations, right? They are both curses and are following something that is an object of human greed or human folly. They're both big lizard things, though Jiger is a little bit more like a salamander. And they both have... Does Jiger have a tongue, or am I confusing that with Zetus?
You're confusing that with Zetus.
Alright, Jiger doesn't have a tongue.
I mean, obviously Jiger has a tongue.
Well, of course, but...
And
they also do a similar thing to Gamera, where they incapacitate him for a while, and they go off and destroy stuff.
He shoots spears out of his horns, and he's got that energy attack, and what else does he have? He had a lot. He was like a Swiss Army knife. I was impressed.
Yeah, you liked him a lot more. Is it a she, I guess?
Oh, yeah, it is a she, I guess.
They say he in the movie, though, so that's why I said that.
Also, he has suction cups on his hands, right? And there's a point in the fight where he, like... And I guess he's supposed to be, like, using his suction cups to, like, pick up the rock, but it looks like he's got telekinesis. Because
It does. I don't understand how that works.
The rock, like, flies across, like, the battlefield and lands in his hand, and I'm like, is he telekinetic? And
that's what I thought, too. I forgot to mention that, though.
And then later on they were like, oh, he has suckers on his hands, and I was like, really? That's how he did it?
Yeah, because that's not what they show.
How powerful?
What did I give Jiger? Do you remember what I gave Jiger?
No, I don't.
I'm looking now. It's taking me I talk way too much.
Just skip to the end.
I know, but I don't want to miss it, is the thing. Because I didn't put it on screen for that long.
Why don't you just skip to the exact moment?
Alright, I gave it a 2 out of 5. I scored it too low. It's a little bit... You know what? It's not as entertaining to me as Guiron, so I think that's, at the time, why I did it.
Mm-hmm.
but I probably should have given it the exact same score.
You know what, Bill? You made mistakes. You're not a dolphin.
Yeah, that's true.
Those damn dolphins.
I also think I might have scored, what was it? No, I think I'm pretty much good with everything else. Now, I'm sad. The Jiger is the only one that I might have scored too low. Same thing with Godzilla Palooza. I think I scored Terror of Mechagodzilla too high.
No, you didn't.
In my own, I know you love it, but in my own personal estimation, with what I said in the video, I think I should have given it a 4.5.
Did you give it a 5?
I gave it a 5 out of 5.
I see no problems.
No, it's like, you adore it, but if I was going to go back and redo that series, I would score that lower, but just by a 0.5. I still think that movie's awesome. I would score King Ghidorah probably, I don't remember what I gave that movie, though.
I don't remember. It's been like 2.
Well, I haven't watched Godzilla. I can't watch Godzilla Palooza anymore. I sound like an idiot, but to me, I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I wasn't as keen on editing back then because I was using Windows Movie Maker, and it was the shitty version where there was no timeline, and you couldn't cut things. You had to just cut them by giving it a timestamp. So that's why I didn't edit those videos as much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I left in a lot of the ums and the pauses. I cut that shit out in Gamera Palooza. Like, when I would go through, like, 5 minutes would be cut out because of all the ums and the pauses I cut out.
Yeah, I think you still left a few in on the Brave one, though.
Listen, okay.
Because I was listening, and I was like, he sounds a little confused.
Did I really?
A little bit, like, there were just some moments where you were like, and then you would, like, pause for a few seconds, and I'm like, what's he talking about? What's going on?
Has he had a stroke?
Also, I think you stuttered once or twice or something. I was like...
Well, I usually tried to edit that out, but sometimes I just can't because it's not like I restart. Listen, I didn't script out Gamera Palooza, but I wrote elaborate outlines. My outlines were like 4 pages long.
And now you will talk about this.
Yeah. Is it boring? I'm sorry.
And if you don't like it, deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't want to fucking hear me explain Gamera Palooza. No, I wrote like 4 or 5 page outlines. That way I was like, I want to cover everything, and I don't want to be sitting there stammering like I do on this podcast.
You should do a Mothra Palooza.
That would take so little time. I should just do it.
It would be 4 reviews, and you could just refer people.
Well, if I included all the Godzilla movies, but I've already.
You already did though.
Exactly. Well, that's why if I did all the King Kong movies, I'd have to cut out King Kong vs. Godzilla because I've already reviewed it. Well, the only thing I could do is if I would like re-review those movies in terms of them being Mothra movies and kind of ignore Godzilla. But that would be kind of pointless.
The only one you could really do that in is Mothra vs. Godzilla. The other ones...
And Battle for Earth, definitely you could do that. Because
Godzilla
is barely in that movie and has nothing to do with it, and I still don't like that movie. I know a lot of people love that movie, I'm sorry.
I love that movie.
I don't like it. You love that movie?
You could definitely, now that I think about it, those two, Mothra vs. Godzilla and Battle for Earth, you could re-review on the...
What do you love about that movie so much?
I have a lot of nostalgia for that movie.
I have zero nostalgia for that movie.
It has Batra in it.
That is cool, but dude, it's so boring.
The score is phenomenal.
It's fine. It works for me, I guess.
Batra's theme, man. Batra's theme.
I don't like Godzilla's suit.
A lot of people don't like the Mothra, the design in that movie, but
I'm not insane about it.
And I agree, it looks a little too fluffy, but I love how colorful it is. And again, I have a lot of nostalgia for it, which makes the first Rebirth of Mothra movie really sad for me, because that's the design they use for the Mothra that dies.
Oh, do they really? And then they redo Mothra Leo's design, right?
Yeah, the Mothra design from Battle for Earth is the mother of Mothra Leo, and she just gets her ass handed to her by Ghidorah.
I am so excited to watch that one. Let's just fuck this podcast. I'm watching Rebirth of Mothra. No, yeah. So what were we saying? So here's why I didn't edit Gamera the Brave as elaborately. I didn't have stills, because I didn't watch it on DVD. I couldn't get stills. I tried my best, but ultimately I was like, fuck it, nobody's going to care. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to ask you. Did you, watch the videos, or did you just listen to them? I'm not going to be mad or anything. I just want to know, because I want to know if I wasted my time.
It just depended. I mean, I watched them, but at the same time...
Would you, do shit while you were listening?
Yeah.
That's fine. Listen, they're long videos. I don't expect you to have, like, attention the whole time.
I mean, I would look back every now and then, like, was he using a different still?
Yeah, no, dude, everything except for Brave was elaborately edited. That's why some of those videos were late and why some of them took so long to work on. But that's why I was like, do I have to do this? Because is everybody going to sit here and look at it? Like, dude, I was so particular with what pictures I used.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, but I don't understand why I did that now, because it's like they're 50-minute reviews. Nobody's going to look at that screen for 50 minutes and pick apart each picture. You're the only one doing it. So I need to not do that from now on, because that was a waste of time.
I'm so glad you used the shot from Gamera the Brave, though. One of the few pictures that you did use, where Gamera's head was inside the building and the little kid was in there with the.
I like that shot.
It's a beautiful shot, and they do a good job of conveying the scale. Like, you know how sometimes when you have a human next...
Special effects are fantastic in that.
When you have a human next to a kaiju, sometimes it can look very fake. For lack...
Yep, like the original Gamera.
For lack of a better term. Sometimes when you have them in the same frame together and, like, you're trying to convey scale, it just doesn't look very good.
Right. Yeah, indeed.
They did a good job of it there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was happy.
Yeah. I like the special effects in the movie. I don't think Toto's suit looks that good, though, when he's full scale and when he's standing on two legs.
Mm.
I think his head looks... he looks too much like E.T. to me. That bothers me.
I like how much he looks like a turtle in that movie.
You like that?
I mean, not the tortoise face thing.
I don't like how the original Gamera looks at all. I hate that design.
But I like the shell. It looks like
shell looks good.
Looks like an authentic turtle.
Yeah, the shell looks great. I hate tortoise Gamera though. I don't understand the mentality behind it whatsoever. Especially if it's like Kaisei, where he's engineered, because then it doesn't fucking matter. He's built to look like he's built to look however you want him to look.
But again, we don't know if it is like that in it.
Yeah, you're right. That's absolutely right. So
because as we were talking about before we started recording, if you just settle a few little questions about the Gauss, that movie could take place in Showa continuity with very few problems. Also, notice the fact that Gauss fight with the old Gamera had was at night. There's a continuity problem you don't have to worry about, the whole sunlight thing.
Yeah, but they did that in Heisei too.
True, but they also had a bunch of...
but the Hyper Gauss didn't matter, yeah.
And they took out Gauss's fire extinguisher titties.
I'm cool with that.
It's fine.
I thought that was a waste. It made no sense to me because it's like, you don't need this. He's got the fucking hurricane wind power anyway, so he can just put out fires that way, you idiot.
Right.
You don't have to have him shoot out like yellow smoke. It looks horrible anyway. So why?
Like, I get the mentality. They were like, hey, in the last movie it was cool because we had a kaiju who had an ability that directly like countered Gamera's ability. Oh yeah, we should give Gal something like that too. How about fire extinguisher titties?
He didn't need that. Also, where does the regenerative feat come from? I don't get it. How does he have that power?
He just does.
But they don't even address it. They're like, alright, he grew his foot back. It's so pointless.
I mean, they don't address any of his powers other than the sonic beam. They don't explain why he has fire extinguisher titties.
They do. No, well, that makes sense, because he would evolve to have something like that because he's weak to bright light. Which makes the green light thing makes no sense in that way. So why would he want the cave that he lives in to glow bright green?
He's also evolved in such a way that prolonged exposure to the sun can kill his cells. So wouldn't it make sense for him to have the ability to regenerate in case he has a situation where he gets exposed to sunlight for too long?
Yeah, but that's different because we're talking about feet being cut off as opposed to cells dying.
But I mean, I mean, he's using it for a different purpose, but it's the same idea.
Yeah, but Dylan, that's not how they show it though. They don't show like the cells slowly reconstituting like Godzilla 2000. A foot just pops out of the hole.
Well, obviously he's from Namek. See, the Gauss do come.
I guess so.
See,
I guess
the Gauss do come from space. See, they're Namekian.
They're space demons.
They were created by a guru.
Nail. What? Come look at these birds I've created. Okay. Jesus Christ! I have named them Spot. They are pretty. Kick their ass. But, Guru, I don't want to kill him! And the Gauss just attack Nail.
One day they will go to Earth and be killed by Master Roshi's pet.
I am happy. Nail! What? I am happy. That's great, Guru. Nail!
Dragon Ball did a baby Gamera long before Gamera the Brave.
Yeah, they did. No, he wasn't a baby, was he?
I mean, he wasn't Gamera-sized, so if we assume...
Yeah, but also, if he was Gamera-sized, you wouldn't be able to see Hiroshi on top of him.
I mean...
Because he'd be fucking gigantic.
I mean, we could assume that he was a baby, or we could assume not.
I guess. But there are two Gamera references in World of Warcraft. There's Gamura and Gamerita. And they're not, like, Gamera-sized.
Recently, when I got into Ultra 7, I realized that Chi-Chi's helmet that she has when a kid is
a reference to Ultra 7.
Totally Ultra 7. It just is Ultra 7.
That's great. It's fantastic. Okay, let's do this. Since we both rewatched these movies and I didn't do this on Gamerapalooza. What are your top 5 favorite Gamera movies?
Oh shit, put me on the spot. All right.
Well, I'll go first. I had this worked out already. You know what? Fuck it. There's only 12 movies. Let's just rank them. So I'm gonna say mine because I had this worked out a while ago. So you can either agree or disagree, or you can add your own in. Number 12, from crappiest to best. Number 12, definitely Super Monster.
What? Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's just a piece of shit. 11, definitely Virus.
I would agree.
10, Zigra.
That's fair.
9, for me, I'm going to say Jiger. Do you like Jiger more than the first movie?
No, I don't think I do.
So Jiger?
By saying that.
Unless I'm missing a shitty one. I already said Virus and Zigra, though. So Jiger for me. Then I'm going to say Guiron. That's 8. Do you like Guiron better than Gauss?
It's hard.
Yeah, it is hard because it's like they're not great movies, but right now I'm just like, which one would I want to pop in again right now?
I have such mad Guiron nostalgia.
Yeah, so do I though, but I have a lot of nostalgia for Gauss too.
See, I don't. I didn't see Gamera versus Gauss until a few years ago.
Oh, really? Okay. That movie, wow, really? Okay, that movie doesn't really work that well for you then, I imagine.
The first 2 Gamera movies that I saw was Gamera the Invincible, with 2 M's, and...
Yeah. Gamera.
And Guiron.
Before you even saw, like, Guardian or anything?
Yeah, before I even saw the Heisei continuity, I found some DVDs of those 2, and it was like, what's this? It's Giant Turtle, alright.
Hey! Ma! Yeah, that thing looks kind of like Godzilla. Whatever, Dylan.
Then later on I found out that there were...
I don't know why your mother has a New York accent, but it just sounds better that way.
I don't either.
Did your mother have a New York accent?
No.
Damn it, Dylan.
I don't believe she does.
There's no truth in this art now. You missed that line, didn't you?
I guess yeah, what are we on, 8?
We're on 8, so we're on.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Although I have...
Or do you want to put Gauss? It's up to you. Listen, it's up to you.
I mean, while I do have the mad Guiron nostalgia, I think Gauss is a little bit more important.
Yeah, but listen, which one would you rather watch right now, though? Just because it's important doesn't make it a good movie. I think it is a good movie, and I think it's better than Guiron, but it's up to you. Do you think that... Which one do you think is more entertaining? Because listen, if you were over here right now and I was like, let's watch a fun show a Gamera movie and then make fun of it, we're putting on Guiron.
I mean, we watched the MST3K version when I was up there.
When did we do that?
You don't remember that? You put it on one night when we were going to sleep.
Oh, we did do that, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do that a lot. I'll put on Mystery Science Theater to help me go to sleep. Not because I'm bored, but because I love Mystery Science Theater.
You know what? While I love Guiron, My love for Guiron is mostly ironic. Where
Oh, okay, so that's different then. So yeah, let's put that at 8.
I mean, I love the monster itself, Guiron. Love him.
Yeah, I love Guiron too. They tear him apart in MS2-3K though.
It's not very good.
Yeah, but it's so much fun. All right, so yeah, let's put that there. Guiron's at 8. 7, Gamera, the Giant Monster for me.
I agree.
I don't think that movie is great. I think it's okay. As a monster movie, it really doesn't work that well, but it's entertaining. Then, at 6, Gamera versus... Oh, wait a minute. This is where we start to get tricky. So Gauss, really have Gauss, Barrogan, and then the 4 more well-made ones.
I think Brave should probably be at 6.
I think so, too. I'm going to put Gamera the Brave at 6. I don't... Listen, I think it's more well-made than the other 2. I think, ultimately, if I had to be objective, it is a better movie, but this is not objective. This is my own personal ranking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love Gamera the Brave. I think it works as an objective film. It is very well made, and honestly, if I was into family kid adventures, I might have given it a 4.5 or a 5. But I'm a Gamera fan. It's not really a Gamera movie, and I don't love kid family adventure movies.
Listen, I liked the movie. I thought it was unique. I thought it was a breath of fresh air. But yeah, it's not my top 5.
It's not my kind of Gamera. So I'm going to put that at 6. I think you're absolutely right. Then, I'm going to actually say at 5, I'm putting Legion there.
Really?
Yeah, I like Gauss and Barrogan better than Legion. I know I gave Gauss and Legion the same score, but if I had to pick one of them right now, I would rather watch Gamera versus Gauss. I think they both have equally boring characters, but out of nostalgia and out of I enjoyed this movie more, I'm going to put Gauss there. I think Legion is a better movie, but I just, in terms of personal enjoyment, I think I enjoy Gauss a little more. So I'm going to put Legion at 5, Gauss at 4. Wait a minute, did we fuck this up?
I don't know.
Why are we already at 4? We haven't even touched fucking Barrogan. Oh, wait. Hang on.
There are 3 left.
Wait a minute, hang on, but we didn't even mention Barrogan yet. And we haven't mentioned... Oh, you're right, okay, we're fine. So wait, so 5 is Legion for me.
I think I would. 4. I think I might switch those two. I think I might have Gauss at 5 and Legion at 4.
That's totally fine. So I'm going to put Gauss at 4, Legion at 5, Barrogan at 3.
Agreed.
And then, personally, out of nostalgia and out of personal enjoyment, I would rather, out of entertainment, pop in Guardian than Iris. I think Iris is a better movie. But I have such a respect, admiration, and love of Guardian of the Universe. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. I put Iris at 2 and Guardian at 1.
I absolutely agree. I think in terms of which one would I rather watch, I think I would just rather watch Guardian.
Listen, Iris is a fantastic piece of filmmaking. And in terms of which one is a better movie overall, I think Iris is certainly that way. But as a kaiju movie, and as a movie that I love and have admiration for, and I think it's one of the best monster movies ever made, I gotta put Guardian over Iris, just personally. I also think the fights are better.
It's just like, look, the original Godzilla, one of the greatest movies ever made, right?
Yes, absolutely. One of my favorite films of all time, absolutely.
But 9 times out of 10, when I decide to watch a Godzilla movie, It's not the one I pop in.
I watch Gojira once a year.
I mean, I don't...
The last time I watched it, I think I watched it 2 weeks before 2014 came out.
I don't think I have it.
I was like, listen, this movie is still a masterpiece. But if I have to pop in a Godzilla movie out of entertainment, I'm popping in Biollante.
I mean, I don't think I have a set number of times that I watch it. But yeah, 9 times out of 10 when I'm popping in a Godzilla movie, it's not that one. I'm popping in something that I love for different reasons, you know.
Listen, because it's like, when I watch a Godzilla movie and I'm just to watch a movie, a lot of times I'm in a shitty mood and I want to make myself feel better, and Godzilla is usually good at that.
I watch the Heisei movies a lot. I watch...
Yeah, Biollante, King Ghidorah, 80. I love 84 to death.
I watch the 2 Showa Mechagodzilla movies a lot.
Yeah, I watch Mechagodzilla 2 a lot. I will also watch the original, those 2 movies too, definitely.
Mothra vs. Godzilla is one that I watch a lot.
For me, if I'm in a shitty mood, I'm putting on King Kong vs. Godzilla. That movie immediately
And then out of the Millennium series, the 2 that I watch the most are GMK and Final Wars.
No, I watch Godzilla 2000 more than those 2. I love Godzilla 2000.
I watched Godzilla 2000 a lot too, just not as much as those 2.
Mm-hmm. So I watch Godzilla 2000 a lot. I love GMK. I haven't seen it in a while, though. I need to pop into GMK sometime soon, especially after just rewatching all Shizuka Kaneko's Gamera movies.
Oh god, that score, man. I love that score so much.
I mean, I prefer his score for Guardian and Iris, but I think his score for GMK is better than Elysian.
It does things for me.
Does things to you sexually.
I find it equally as awesome as the Terror of Mechagodzilla score that I love so very, very.
That is amazing too. Akira Fukube, man, Jesus, that ending's theme for Godzilla walking away makes me cry.
Love the.
And it's funny because it's not a depressing. Well, it is kind of a depressing ending. Never mind. At least in the Japanese version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is. Never mind. That makes no sense.
And it works out perfectly because they made it a sad ending, knowing that it was going to be Ishiro Honda's last one. But then it.
Yeah, but it wasn't supposed to be the last Godzilla movie. I mean, it turned out to be in the Showa series, but it wasn't supposed to be. They were supposed to make like 4 other Godzilla movies after that.
Yeah, like that Red Moon one.
Godzilla vs. the Devil, which is the one I really wanted to see. Godzilla vs. Listen, every time that there was a lull in Godzilla movies, they were going to make Godzilla vs. Bagan.
Yeah, they just need to do something with.
They just fucking. Or the Godzilla comic series.
They should have put him in Final Wars. They should have made him the big bad.
They were supposed to do Bagan in Rebirth of Mothra.
I mean, I love Kaiser Ghidorah. I love him to pieces, but yeah, you can do Bagan there. Monster
X probably would have been a little bit more logical if they would have had him turn into Bagan. Listen, did I ever tell you what I said? I said listen a lot in this video.
Have you?
Yeah. You know why? I've been listening to a lot of Phoebe lately. Phoebe is Four Eyes, and it's a podcast I love on the Smodcast network. It's not, but Kevin Smith isn't in it, but it's in his network. It's Scott Mosier, who's from Smodcast, and Matt Myra from the Nerdist podcast. And they have such this, like, interesting chemistry together. Like, they're so... Like, remember when we were listening to Babylon in the car? Those two dudes are just always on. Just, like, always, like, fucking high energy. They're like me, constantly. Right?
Right.
Part of that, they're doing a live show. They have to do that.
Yeah.
But it is, like... Phoebe is so relaxing. It's like, Phoebe. It's just like you sit down, you're like... And they're like, they'll talk about, like, hey, Scott, what'd you have for lunch today? But they make it funny and interesting.
I got mad respect for people who do live shows like that. I don't know if I could.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to do it. But, maybe one day, dude. Maybe one day.
But,
what were we saying? Oh, yeah, so, like... I love... So, what was I saying? So Phoebe is the reason... Like, Matt Myra always says, listen. And that's... I've been listening to a lot of Phoebe, so I think I've picked it up from him.
There was a time in my life where I used the phrase, check it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It was a long time ago.
Where'd you check it?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So, like, check it. So I was doing this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I was like, what does that even mean? Now I get it.
That was a thing I did. I've had all kinds of like phrases. That
I have a similar thing, but I'll say check this shit out. I think I say that to you a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I've been saying listen. Matt Myra says that fucking constantly. Matt, if you're listening, no.
We just ranked the Gamera movies.
Yeah, we did. I would never be able to do that for Godzilla. I'd lose track.
I've done it before. Like on paper, but only by...
With Godzilla?
Only by era.
Oh, I can't do it for the whole series. I would just be lost. I'd be like, which one do I like less? Hedorah or Megalon?
Gee, which legendary Godzilla movie do I like the best?
You got 2014 on Blu-ray and DVD, right?
Yes. And
Did you watch the Blu-ray yet?
And digital copy. Yes, I did.
How shitty is the quality? Because my quality sucks dick.
I don't know what everybody's complaining about. Mine looked fine.
Did it really? I can't see shit on mine.
Really?
When Godzilla shows up in Hawaii, you can't see his fucking face.
Yeah, see, I didn't have that problem. I think maybe...
But listen, when I popped in the DVD on my TV downstairs, it looked perfect.
I think maybe there are like a bunch of defective Blu-rays that got through the line.
Probably. Listen, I did it again.
I think there's a bad batch out there that most people have bought, but mine looked fine. I mean,
I'm jealous. All the special features look great, and the special features are awesome.
yes, I enjoy.
Would have liked deleted scenes, but the special features are great. I love that Godzilla Revelation video.
Yes. Here's what I want. Menu design people. What happened?
Oh, Warner Brothers dudes. Warner Brothers. What the fuck, man?
I expected this from my Sony Blu-ray, and I got it. The Rebirth of Mothra Blu-ray, yeah, that's what it is. It's a still of Mothra, and then you hit play. That I expected that, but this is a.
There are no special features or anything, right?
There are trailers.
Yeah, that's nothing.
But this is a movie that came out this year that you spent all this time marketing and made you a bunch of money. Do something for it.
You gotta wait for the Ultimate Cut though, because the Ultimate Cut is gonna be the extended version, theatrical version, all the deleted scenes, and the 3D version. But that's not coming out for a few months. So guess what? I'm gonna have to rebuy, kids.
You confirmed that? I am both.
Based on what I've heard.
I am both happy and pissed off.
Listen, I spent so little money on this, I don't care.
It's true.
And I'll just watch my DVD, but...
It's true.
I mean, I'll pop in my Blu-ray for the special features, because that Godzilla Revelation thing is so fucking cool.
I didn't get the Target exclusive. I wonder how that is.
Matt Frank wrote about it, and he said it was pretty forgettable.
Really?
Yeah.
And I'm glad I didn't spend the money.
Mm-hmm. Was it more expensive? Because I got mine at Walmart. It was like $19.80-something.
I don't know if it was more expensive or not, but if it was, I'm glad I didn't spend the money.
I got the Blu-ray DVD combo pack, so...
The only problem with the standard Blu-ray DVD combo pack is I'm not crazy about the image on the cover. See, I was going to do the Walmart exclusive because I really love that cover, and then I get to Walmart and I find out that they don't have that as a combo pack. It's just the DVD.
No, yeah, they just have it for the DVD.
And I was like, well, fuck that then.
Yeah, because that cover is awesome.
I love that cover.
Yeah.
That cover is my life.
Yeah, how is that? I wake up every morning and I jerk off to that image.
No, I think they should have used that image from the Empire magazine cover.
Nah, I'm not crazy about that picture.
Which one?
Listen, it's the background of my phone, but I don't like that as a cover image. They used it as the YouTube digital version. I don't like that cover though. It looks too generic to me.
Mm.
My favorite cover. God.
They should have done the black and white Empire cover.
Oh, I love that. Yep, that's my favorite, by bar none. But in terms of posters, I like the one that's on my Blu-ray cover. I mean, listen, I've seen it a million times now, so I'm kind of sick of it, but I kind of wish it was the image of Godzilla breathing his fire down the fucking Fenmuto's face, though.
Way to give away the
but that's kind of
way to give away the best part of the movie. I don't even have to watch the movie. I'll just look at the cover.
Nah, because that fight scene, though, holds up so well. I still love that movie. It's got a lot of problems, but I love it.
Yeah.
It is super flawed, but it's very fun.
Watching it at home, I think it drags a little bit more in the middle than it did in theaters, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. That train attack scene,
But...
And I still think that the in-between part between Joe Brody dying and Godzilla's reveal is like, alright, we know what we're waiting for now. Let's get there.
But I love the way the movie begins, and I love the way it ends.
Yeah. It's that, I agree, that middle part's a little like, alright, well now because it's like when you see it in theaters, you don't know what you're waiting for.
Right.
But now, when you watch it, it's like, I know what's going to happen, I just want to get to it now.
Yeah, well, when I saw it again for the second time, though, months later, when I saw it in the $2 theater, because my...
Yeah, you see, I saw it 4 times in theater, so I didn't really have this.
I didn't even notice the dragging at all. I think there's something about the theater experience that sort of blinded me to it. Then I get it.
Well, also, I think when you're seeing it in theaters, you're trying to linger your mental image on all the best moments. Like when Serizawa mentions Godzilla's name, I was like, oh god, I love that moment. I was focusing hard on it.
It's always easier for me to pay attention in a movie theater also because
yeah, exactly.
The screen is gigantic, the room is dark.
That's all you're doing. But when you're in your room at home, like I was eating ice cream, I was texting somebody. Like
there's no internet access in the theater. My phone is turned off. I'm not even getting up to pee because I have a rule. So
no, didn't you get up to pee when we saw Apes for the second time?
No.
I thought you did.
I refuse to get up and go to the bathroom when I'm in the movie because I might miss something, even though in Apes.
Well, but if it's the second time though.
even still, I might miss something that I didn't see the first time.
Okay. I see.
I sit my ass down in that theater seat, and I do not get back up.
I had to pee really bad when I saw Godzilla, but I fucking held it. You better believe I held it.
My worst experiences, I've told you about the Pacific Rim one.
Yeah, you told me about the Pac Rim one.
I also had to pee really bad in The Dark Knight, and it was pissing me off. I was like...
Because that movie is fucking so long.
I had to pee somewhere around the middle, right? And then it gets to the end, and I'm like, okay, got the Joker, that's good. Oh, Harvey Dent. No!
And then there's 20 minutes of movie left of him chasing Two-Face.
No.
You poor bastard.
And then the other one, and this was the worst.
I had to pee during Rises, which sucked, because Rises is even longer than Dark Knight.
This was the worst. But I was younger, and I had a younger bladder, so it wasn't... I
was smaller.
I performed admirably. It was when I went to see Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
Poor son of a bitch.
And I had to pee about 20 minutes in.
Oh, Dylan.
That movie has so many endings.
I know.
You don't understand.
I haven't seen it. I don't know. I've only seen the first one.
It ends, and then it ends again.
And I saw the first one, like, when it came out. I haven't seen the Lord of the Rings movies in a long time. And that's mainly because I'm not really into all that Hobbit stuff.
The movie just keeps having different endings, and I'm just like, stop. I have to pee for the love of God.
I don't know why I don't find Lord of the Rings interesting, though. I guess I'm just not really a sword and sorcery guy.
Mm.
And no matter how well made those movies are, that's what they boil down to, right?
Yeah.
It's like dragon, sword, evil emperor dude. But it's like it's Star Wars, but without all the space stuff.
But it's not done in that way, though.
No, I know. I'm sure it's great.
Like,
but if that's what it boils down to, I have no interest.
It's not written as if you're watching, Star Wars, but with the...
Yeah, I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's amazing. I just don't. I don't know. I feel bad. I should watch them.
It's like watching... I don't even know how to put it into words.
See, but that's also how I felt about Breaking Bad before I started watching it. Now I'm like, I love that show.
Did you ever finish it, by the way?
I never had the chance, because when I was getting close, I started Gamera, and I haven't had the chance.
Where are you still on season 4?
Yeah, I'm at the exact same place I was the last time we talked.
I don't remember what that was. It's been a long time.
Oh, don't even ask me. I don't remember. And don't talk about it at all, because I might not have seen it yet.
You gotta finish that show. Anyway, yeah, Lord of the Rings is like Breaking Bad levels of good. I feel like I'm watching, like... I feel classy when I watch Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I feel that way when I watch Breaking Bad.
I'm like, this is akin to Shakespeare.
Well, speaking of that, let's talk some Who. So... Oh,
yeah, we gotta talk some Who.
Last we met, we discussed Shall Look Off, the first episode of Doctor Who Series 8, the first appearance of Peter Capaldi. Mm. And we've texted about what's been going on.
Also known as Sexy Dinosaur.
Sexy Dinosaur, in more ways than one.
Sexy Dinosaur does London.
That is true dinosaur porn. Fuck that other shit. This is dinosaur porn.
Sexy Dinosaur, on fire.
Sassy Dinosaur?
A very sassy dinosaur.
Very sassy dinosaur. So Dylan, last we met, we talked about that.
Oh no, I think the title of the episode should have been Flesh Balloon.
Yeah, but that might have been like an ambiguously sexual title.
I know.
Oh my.
That's why I suggested it.
So last we met, we talked about that. Now we've had 4 more episodes. I didn't see last night's episode.
You didn't see last night's episode?
I haven't seen Time Heist yet.
Oh, you suck.
It's on my PS3. I just haven't had the time to watch it yet.
It's so fun. It is such a fun episode.
Is it really?
Yes, I loved it. I loved it.
Did you like it more than Listen?
No, I didn't like it more than Listen, but it's a really fun episode.
Listen is one of the best episodes of Doctor Who ever. Bar none.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Really? Oh, it's fantastic. Are you crazy? It's amazing.
They kind of copped out, didn't they?
No, because the monster, it's not like Robot of Sherwood where they fucking copped out big time.
But they copped out in that it was like, there was no monster, and you're like...
No, there is a monster.
No, there's not.
No, there is a monster. No, there is. That's the confusing thing. You think there isn't, but there is. What do you think that thing was at the beginning? It's a monster. It's just not about the monster.
Then why does Clara have the line of, what if there was never anything in the shadows or whatever, blah, 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 blah.
It's there... But that's not why the Doctor went looking for it, though. It's a little bit of a cop-out in that he found something that shouldn't... Like, I think the episode might be a little clever if it didn't exist. But it clearly has to, because what is that thing, then? What is it?
I don't know, Bill.
Is it just the kid making pretend? But then why wouldn't he just come and be like, surprise! It's got to be something. I thought they were going to go back and explain that it was Clara.
Right, yeah.
But that can't be her. I mean, what would she be doing there? Also, what exactly was outside of Oren's door?
Well, that is the question, isn't it?
What is the question? Doctor Who.
But I mean, it was a very good episode, though.
Yeah, it's great. Peter Capaldi, man, he is my new favorite Doctor. I'm sorry, David Tennant. I'm sorry, Chris Eccleston. I'm sorry, Tom Baker. But fucking Capaldi, man. Oh my God.
Sorry, Matt Smith.
Yeah, I love Matt Smith too, but Jesus Christ, Capaldi, man.
Smith, I liked you more than Tennant.
Oh, did you really?
Yes.
You are like the only Doctor Who fan on the planet that feels that way.
I know, but I feel justified.
I think Matt Smith's seasons are better than David Tennant's.
Tennant, well, he's so mixed for me, personally.
Really? I know you hate his death. I like his death.
Here's the thing about Tennant. When he's good, he's really good.
Yes.
But there are times when I'm like, like it,
but he's so much fun, dude.
like his death. Like his...
I know you don't like his death. I think his death, given what is revealed in Time of the Doctor, I think his death makes sense.
What is revealed in Time of the Doctor? What do you...
That was his last regeneration.
Okay, yeah. But
that makes more sense now.
But even then, you know, Matt Smith, when he's an old man before he gets through regeneration cycles, he's going to die. Like, legit die. And he handles it way better than David Tennant. Oh, I only get one more life and I've already had...
Yeah, but also,
like,
I think that...
Little bitch.
I also think part of it was that he felt like he had come full circle from after the Time War. And that he was kind of... Now he was like, oh God, now I have to change again.
Just, the Doctor should never be whiny. That's not
also, Ian mentioned something interesting. He burned through bodies really quick in seasons 1 through 4. Because there were no time jumps in David Tennant's run. We pretty much see everything.
In seasons 1 through 4, he only burned through one body. What are you talking about?
No, but I'm just saying, he only had Eccleston's body for a little bit.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And he only had Tennant's for a couple of years, because he doesn't age that much in the Tennant run. He only ages like 4 or 5 years, like pretty much real time.
Yeah.
But Matt Smith aged like a bunch of years during his run.
Matt Smith was the Doctor for a long time.
He was the Doctor for roughly 1,100 years.
No.
Yes, because by the time he gets to Capaldi, he says, I've lived for over 2,000 years. And he was 907 by the time he started. Yes, 1,100 years.
This motherfucker's getting old.
Yeah, man. He is old. He's ancient now. I love that line in Deep Breath.
I would hate to see his birthday cake.
Yeah.
There's so many candles.
Have to be like, the cake would have to be bigger on the outside.
Ah.
I
mean, even if you got the number candles, still.
How would that work? How is it bigger on the outside?
That's a good question. That can't work.
Unless it's like, alright, I guess you could make a house bigger on the outside. If, like, the rooms weren't rooms, they were just, like, decorations that were just, like, filled in. You know what I mean?
The way to make something bigger on the outside is to just have layers of material that don't really amount to anything.
So I guess you could make a cake bigger on the outside, but it still would be edible, right?
Yeah, that's the problem. You can't make a cake bigger on the outside, because if you keep adding layers, those are just more...
like a hologram.
Those are just more layers of cake.
Unless it's like... Well, okay,
and
actually, you know what? You can make a cake bigger on the outside. What if you have a hologram of a cake that's big enough to have 1,100 candles? Or 2,000 candles?
It's not really a cake that's bigger on the outside.
Exactly.
It's a cake that's the illusion.
Isn't that technically what the TARDIS is?
No, the TARDIS is not an illusion. The TARDIS is a dimension crammed inside of a box.
Alright, but what if that's what's going on there?
But that doesn't work in the reverse, though.
But the TARDIS isn't actually a police box.
No, the box is literally just like... That door is pretty much a portal. You're stepping into another dimension.
Well, what if that's what was going on with the cake?
But how does that work in reverse?
So okay, if the Doctor turned off the chameleon circuit...
Right, and turned the TARDIS into...
TARDIS...
Are you saying he turns the TARDIS into a cake? Is that your...
Yes. I want that to happen.
Well, then it would... Yeah.
Matt Smith popped out of a cake in Season 5.
Then it would be a cake that was bigger on the inside, not bigger on the outside. That's the problem with this whole debate. We're talking about things being bigger on the outside. It can't happen. It doesn't make any sense.
I agree. Oh, you're right. With a house, it would make sense, but... No, I guess it really wouldn't either, because it'd still be stuff that's constituting.
I mean, if you had a TARDIS that looked like it was the size of a Death Star, but then when you went into the access house, it was access hatch, it was like the size of a trailer on the inside. That would be bigger on the outside. But you can't do that with a cake.
Why does the show always boil down to you making me feel like an idiot?
I don't know.
We took a month off, and I come back here, and I get nothing but lip from you, Dylan. Of the episodes so far, which one's your favorite? Listen?
Probably...
Or do you like Time Heist more?
No, I don't like Time Heist more than Listen. Time Heist is a really fun episode. Actually, it's kind of neck and neck for me right now, because Listen is a really good episode.
But so is Into the Dalek.
I just love the idea of Into the Dalek.
I loved Into the Dalek. I know a lot of people actually didn't like it, but I was like, why?
It's just...
Why do you do this, Doctor Who fans?
The Doctor goes inside of a Dalek.
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
No, and also, I love it. I love it so much. Did you like Robot of Sherwood?
I enjoyed it. It was a fun episode.
Yeah, I thought it was fun, but
I liked the banter between the Doctor and Robin Hood.
I just thought Robin Hood was a complete cop-out.
I love the line when the Doctor's like, "Why are you people laughing all the time?"
Yeah, I love that too.
If I had to rank the episodes of Season 8 so far, in the same way that we did with Gamera, Deep Breath is the weakest, I think.
I haven't seen Time Heist yet, so I don't know if I agree with that. No, I like Deep Breath more than Robot of Sherwood.
You know what? You're probably right.
Especially having rewatched it without commercials, I think it's really, really enjoyable.
You know what? You're right. Never mind. Other than the banter between the Doctor and Robin Hood, which is really great. Yeah, I think Robot of Sherwood, then Deep Breath, then Time Heist, then Into the Dalek and what you call it are really neck and neck with me.
Listen?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen Time Heist yet, but I have the same list except Time Heist. But for me, I like Listen more than Into the Dalek. I think Into the Dalek is great. I just feel like where is this in continuity? Do the Daleks know who the Doctor is? I mean, I know they do. They have to now.
I feel like there might be a writing issue going on with Listen. I feel like it's a little confused.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I love it.
No, I feel like the episode itself is confused. Like, it can't make up its mind what it wants to do.
Yeah, well, it's weird because it starts off as a really basic horror Doctor Who episode.
But then it's not that at all.
No, and then it's a continuity episode, and I was like, oh wait, okay, we're bringing up the 50th time of the Doctor and the last season story. All right.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna put Into the Dalek as my favorite of the season so far, just because. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just because Listen, I think, is kind of confused in what it's trying to do a little bit.
Fair enough. I like Listen a little more.
I mean, we're in the and then
I love that prologue, dude. I am a big fan of that prologue.
The prologue is great. The prologue is the best part of the episode.
I agree. I still am unsure about Danny Pink.
If the rest of the episode was as good as the prologue.
Yeah, it'd be better than Into the Dalek.
Pink. Well, how do I feel about Pink?
I feel about the same as him. I like him a little bit more than I like Mickey.
It's just every time him and Clara have a conversation, it's on the same note.
It's also it's always so awkward.
They're attracted to each other, they're doing fine, and then Clara makes some dumbass remark about his being a soldier, and then he gets mad, and I'm like, yeah, I would be mad too. What is your problem, Clara?
Well, it's also like they have their conversations always ends with one of them walking away, and it's like, listen, we now know you two are gonna get married and fucking have a kid.
Why is Clara so anti-military all of a sudden? Like, when did that happen? Did I miss something in season 7? Like, is there?
Time of the Doctor, maybe, when she was with those fucking silence people.
I mean, maybe, but it still seems like she's overreacting a little bit, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess. Also, I mean, if you hang out with the Doctor long enough and you see all the shit he sees, you kind of would be anti-military, wouldn't you?
No. If I was being chased by monsters, I'd be like, guns, good.
Yeah, but...
Give me more guns.
But also the Doctor's whole perspective is he doesn't let anybody die if he can't help it.
Yeah.
So this one's 11 and 12 are way more like, yeah, let's kill this guy than 10 was. 10 was like, nobody dies at all.
See, I couldn't travel with the Doctor for that very reason right there. I'd be like, dude, are you kidding me? Give me a gun. I'm just...
Yeah, but Clara picks up a gun at one point. I forget when.
I'm just going to go, like, forget all this. I'm just going to go shoot the thing in the face. And we'll be done. Like, it'll be over.
No, but you don't understand. You got to do this, and this. Otherwise, the whole universe will explode. No, Doctor. Give me that gun. I'm going to blow the Master's fucking head off.
It'll be over. He'll regenerate. I'll do it again.
I'll do it until he runs out of lives.
13 times, we're done. We're out of here. Wait.
No, he doesn't have an unlimited... He has unlimited regeneration now. Fuck!
Then I'll throw him in a pit of lava, and every time he regenerates, he'll just burn again.
No, that wouldn't work, because he can, because the 15 hours thing.
What do you mean, the 15 hours thing?
Within the first 15 hours of the regeneration, they can survive anything.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Alright, then fine. We won't kill him. We'll blow out his kneecaps and leave him here. Does that work? Is that good for everybody?
He could use his regeneration energy to heal that wound.
But you have to get them close to death for the regeneration energy to start.
No, you don't.
Right?
No, you don't. Remember River's song at the beginning of Season 7 when the Doctor heals her broken arm? I mean, it burns energy, but if you've got unlimited regenerations, then it doesn't matter.
You know what? The Master is a bad example.
Yeah, let's not kill... A Dalek. Just blow a Dalek fucking up.
Well, I mean, that would be really hard to do. Dalek's a bad example, too.
Why? The Doctor kills a bunch of Daleks in fucking Day of the Doctor.
Right.
I don't also question... In Day of the Doctor, they make... Listen.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
Silurians. Give me a gun.
Well, that's what they do in that episode, too. I like that moment where they're like, let's kill it.
Just.
And then that causes a whole conflict.
Just one gun. Just give me. I'll handle this situation.
The Doctor uses a gun in the Angels two-parter, too.
Yeah, to blow up the gravity thing. He doesn't shoot anybody.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess the 10th Doctor used a gun at the end of his run, too, when he blows up the portal thing and sends the Time Lords back.
He uses a gun occasionally if he needs a tool to blow something up.
Right, exactly. And then there was that moment in a town called Mercy where he was threatening to shoot that doctor dude.
I mean, maybe it's just a stereotype.
That was one of the only times where 11 brought up the Master, too. Where he was like, I'm sick of all the victims, the Daleks, the Master. It's like, why didn't 11 ever meet the Master? Stephen Moffat, I know you don't like the Master, but just let somebody do a Master episode, because I miss him. And I want him back, and I want Benedict Cumberbatch to play him.
Yeah, maybe it's just a stereotypical American way of thinking, but I couldn't travel with the Doctor, because I would just be like, give me a gun.
I guess so. No, I wouldn't be that way. I'm not really into that. I'm more of a Batman kind of mentality. I also don't know how to use a gun, so it wouldn't really help me out that much.
You point it and you pull the trigger.
Yeah, but I've heard that pulling the trigger is a lot harder than they make it look in movies.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a...
Have you ever fired a gun?
I mean, yeah, it's more difficult than it looks in a movie, but it's not rocket science, Bill.
Have you ever fired a gun?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not rocket science.
I know, but it just looks hard. Like, it's like you have to pull it really, and the recoil I would miss. I'd rather, like... Can I, like, trick it into falling into a pit of lava? Can I do that if it's, like, a Dalek or something?
Do you have a pit of lava handy?
Yes, I do.
At all times?
Yes!
Can you always count on there being a conveniently placed
I have a lava pit that's bigger on the inside. Or bigger on the outside. Your silence says things, Dylan.
Why don't they just keep the Master sedated?
Just
lock him in a room with just constant sleeping.
That's kind of what they did in during the Time War. They say.
Just pump sleeping drugs into him all the time. Just keep that motherfucker.
They've done that. They've used that idea before.
Freeze him in carbonite. Do something like that. Nah.
Freeze him in carbonite. Did you know?
Reverse the polarity of the neutron flow and get the.
That's what the Doctor was going to do at the end of Last of the Time Lords.
Keep you here in my TARDIS as a pet.
And I will have sex with you.
It would be great revenge for the fact that the Master had kept him in a cage for a while. So.
I guess so, and made him look like Yoda.
See, that's why I couldn't be the Doctor.
Revenge! No.
I couldn't be the Doctor. I'd be too vindictive.
Oh, I would abuse that power so much.
I would have turned the Master into a little dwarf thing, just like.
I would have been the Master.
And I would have forced him to talk backwards like Yoda.
I would have been the Master, is the thing.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I would have already robbed every bank on Earth.
Obviously, number one. But if you were a Time Lord, you wouldn't even need money. You wouldn't even have to rob a bank. You could literally take $1, put it in a bank in like 1940. You want to go after the Great Depression. And let it sit there for 70 years, and then you'd be rich.
But I'm not robbing every bank in the world for the money. I'm robbing it for the kicks.
But that would be so... What if you got caught and somebody stole the TARDIS?
How do you steal the TARDIS?
It's happened. The Master stole it.
Yeah, because he's a Time Lord.
Yeah, but also... I guess so.
Name a human who can steal your TARDIS.
Alright, but what if... Okay, no, but what if you leave the door open, and a human gets in there and just tears open the panels and sees the technology?
Well, there's an easy way to get around that. Don't leave the fucking door open.
He does it constantly, though, too, which bothers me. In Robot of Sherwood, he leaves the door open, and I'm like, close the fucking door!
It's the most secure ship in the universe, but if you leave the door open, a fucking squirrel can get in.
Deadpoolzilla and I were talking once, and we made the joke of, like, what if you left the door open? Let's say the Doctor went to Woodstock, and he accidentally left the door open, like a hippie went in there high and took a shit in there.
He was back in there. Fucking Leo from that 70s show was just camped out in his TARDIS.
He's just sitting in the time winds, just fucking smoking.
Well, where are you from? I can take you home. And he's just like, whoa, man.
I don't know, man.
This thing is, like, bigger on the inside, man.
No shit. Man, is this thing, like, bigger on the outside? No, that can't work. Why not, man?
Wait, if this is dog food, what did I give my dog, man?
Dylan, you and I should just start reviewing that 70s show.
That 70s show is amazing.
It is amazing. I love that 70s show.
Red Foreman. Oh, God.
Fucking Red Foreman, man.
Red Foreman is love. Red Foreman is life.
Well, Kondo is love. Kondo is life.
Fuck Shrek.
I love Shrek. Shrek raped a small child. No, but do you remember? Don't you? Kondo is love and Kondo is life. I fucking love Kondo.
Man, Red Foreman could kick Kondo's ass.
Kondo is a fucking cop.
Red Foreman will put his foot up his ass.
I guess Red Foreman was a soldier, though.
Red Foreman once contended with RoboCop.
He got his ass kicked, though, once he was turned into RoboCop.
But he lasted much longer than you would think he would.
True.
And he almost got away with it, too.
If it hadn't been for that meddling cyborg.
He had RoboCop dead to rights if it hadn't been for the whole, like, Spike thing.
What? Oh, that's right, okay.
And honestly,
right.
If he had been a little bit quicker about killing him instead of, like, taunting him so much, the Spike thing wouldn't have made a difference. I get so mad.
Classic fucking...
I get so mad at movie villains. I'm like, I would be so much better at being...
Every Bond villain ever, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Kill him!
Just
shoot him! What's wrong with you?
Shoot him!
Shoot him! What the fuck? Listen,
shoot
Alex Trevelyan, I love you, and I feel so bad for Sean Bean, who dies in everything. But what the fuck are you doing? Shoot him!
Just do it.
Don't tell him how much better he is than you. Yeah, he's better than you because he doesn't sit there taunting everybody he kills.
Shoot him. You know you want to.
Yep. At least the Joker was like, come on, hit me! Hit me!
At least the man with the golden gun spent the majority of the movie trying to shoot him.
I guess. But that's what every Bond villain does. But they're so... And even he's fucked up because he has a duel with him.
Yes.
Just shoot him! Don't do a duel!
No, but that was different.
Fucking idiot.
He's like the Craven the Hunter of the James Bond universe. It's all about honor and shit.
I don't care, Dylan. He has a third nipple. Whatever he does doesn't matter to me.
When it comes to Blofeld, on the other hand, just shoot the motherfucker.
Oh, Blofeld. Oh, Blofeld. Don't use a fucking helicopter that's remote control. Just snipe his ass. What's wrong with you, man? Oh, Blofeld.
Don't let him have his cigars. Don't you know?
Ernst.
Don't you know he has gadgets?
Ernst, my bro. Ernst. Listen, I love you, but stop being an idiot.
Dr. No, quit having dinner with him. Kill him.
Yeah, just take a gun. Well, no, that's he tried to have him join him first.
Okay, but when he turns you down, shoot him.
Yeah, that's true.
Right there on the spot.
No, didn't he have a reason for keeping him alive, though?
I don't remember.
Red Grant! Dude, Red Grant. What the fuck, man?
Jaws, just bite the motherfucker.
No, but Red Grant from Russia with Love, like, let me have a cigarette first before you kill me. No!
How about no?
Kill him! No, don't let him get gold sovereigns out. Kill him!
Look, when you're assassinating any average Joe, and they beg you for a last smoke, fine. But this is James Bond.
Who previous to this took down Dr. No, one of your top agents.
James has a gadget in every single thing he's wearing Bond.
Yep. You fucking idiot. You goddamn fucking... Well, hang on, though.
Motherfucker has a pin grenade.
Hang on, let's go back to From Russia with Love. Only movie before that was Dr. No. He didn't have any gadgets as Dr. No.
No.
He only got a new gun. That was it. In Skyfall, when he gets the gun that's got like the imprinting thing, is that what kind of a Walther PPK is that? Is that a PP-97? I think is the one he uses.
That's a good question. I don't have the answer.
Because I remember in Tomorrow Never Dies, he got a new version of the Walther, and it was like, you know, and it was they made a big deal out of it with how it was different.
Oh.
Listen, man, it's James Bond. It's a big deal. Fucker has an invisible car. It makes no sense. How is that in a James Bond movie, though, Dylan? How is an invisible car in a James Bond movie?
How is an invisible car in a James Bond movie in 2002? Now,
because Die Another Day sucks ass.
You could actually pull it off now because people actually have the military. There's like...
No, you couldn't. What's wrong with you?
Dude, they're experimenting with that very technology where something can like project an image of you can project.
Oh, you mean like in the Avengers?
You can.
Where it's a bunch of mirrors? That's fine.
No,
but I'm talking
you can take the image of what. Okay, you can project an image onto the front of your vehicle of what it looks like behind your vehicle, and in doing so, when you look straight at it, it looks like there's nothing there because you're seeing what is behind it.
All right. But that's like a refraction thing, though.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, remember in Avengers when they want the helicarrier to disappear, they just turn the bottom of it into a big mirror?
Yeah.
Which makes no sense. How does that work?
I don't know.
Wouldn't it just reflect the ground, which would be really bizarre? Like, wouldn't you be like, hey, there's a big mirror up there?
Explain, movie. Explain.
I love the Avengers, but that movie's got some problems. Number one, what the fuck is Captain America talking into when he's talking to the other Avengers? He's got nothing in his ear.
Listen, Loki, just shoot him.
Oh, that too. Loki, bro, just kill them. What's wrong with you? You have unlimited power. Fuck Earth. Just move on.
What are you doing, Loki? What are you doing with your life?
What the fuck, man?
Why don't you...
Is he dead? No, he's not dead. He was in... No, he's not dead. He was at the end of Thor 2.
He's Odin now. Listen...
Yeah, what's going on with that? They gotta bring that up.
Listen, Loki. Why didn't you mind control all of them? Why did you only mind control Hawkeye?
The weakest Avenger. Why didn't you go up the Hulk and we're like, bing! I get Iron Man, that's fine. But fucking Captain America, your brother, does it not work on Asgardians?
Maybe not, and that would make sense. But you've got the Hulk and all the rest of them. They can take care of your brother.
Hulk could kill every other Avenger, including Thor. I'm sorry, Thor fans. Hulk can kick Thor's ass.
Hulk can pick up Thor's hammer. At that point, it's all over.
No, he can't. Not in the Avengers continuity.
Well, he hasn't, but maybe he will.
Well, if he gets angry enough, he can. In the comics, anyway. I'm not sure. Because Hulk in the movies is weaker, so...
Which is bullshit.
Well, I guess he's never really had the chance to go on full Savage Hulk yet.
Give me comic book Hulk.
I want the Hulk that can fucking move the Earth if he gets angry enough. That happened once. How strong he got because it was so... When Hulk's wife died in Planet Hulk, he went into a state called the World Breaker, where he got so angry and so strong that the Earth cracked when he would walk.
As much as I
and he was able to kill Black Bolt, who is one of the strongest, who can literally he can't speak because if he speaks, he'll destroy the planet.
As much as I would love to have Hulk's powers, it would be a problem because I would get angry too quickly.
You know how everybody always says that DC, it would be hard to do a Justice League movie because those characters are so powerful?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Avengers did it.
Yeah.
Thor, Hulk, it's like, hey, guys,
Thor,
you can do it. You just have to stop getting David Goyer to write your movies.
Listen, I'm sorry, DC fanboys that are going to get butthurt when I say this.
I'm a DC fanboy. I love DC.
No, listen, I'm sorry to the DC fanboys who are going to get butthurt when I make this next statement. But Thor and Hulk are both in the same league, I think, as Superman.
Oh, absolutely.
And there are people
Hulk can kick Superman's ass
and
if he's angry.
There are people that are like, and I'm like, no.
They're just making guttural noises. It's those.
Like, listen, you fucking idiot.
Listen, A, nobody fucking cares. B,
just shut up.
Stop. Just stop, please. You're embarrassing yourself. Would you have been butthurt if Gamera had beaten Godzilla in the death battle?
A little bit.
I don't know if I would have cared. After 6 seconds.
I don't think Gamera...
I would care for roughly 6... A, it's impossible, because Godzilla is so much more powerful than Gamera is. But B...
That's why it would bother me, because it would just be... I would just be like, look, you guys are just wrong.
Well, yeah, I mean, Godzilla's bigger anyway, so, yeah, you're right.
I mean, I was upset over the result of the Superman Goku fight, but even...
Were you really? I thought it made perfect sense.
But even then I understood the rationale,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they accurately portrayed how fucking powerful Goku is, but...
No, they did it pretty accurately.
No, they didn't.
What do you mean they didn't?
Are you kidding? By the end of DBZ, and this is before he becomes Super Saiyan 4, by the end of DBZ when he's just Super Saiyan 3, Goku's practically a god.
So Superman, though.
He is so freaking powerful.
But Superman can pull planets, though, Dylan. Goku can't pull a planet.
He could if he wanted to. He's never done it.
No, he can't.
Just because he's never done it doesn't mean he can't.
He can't, Dylan. I'm sorry. I know you love Goku. I love Goku, but Superman is so much more powerful than Goku.
Goku can blow up a planet.
So can Superman. But easier than Goku can.
No, he can't.
Superman could just get pissed and fly, and just full speed fly through Earth, and it would be done.
Look, all Goku
would have to charge up a massive spirit bomb in order to do it.
Look, one super Kamehameha, he can win.
No, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'd like to see Superman take down Boo.
Yeah, but look how fucking long it took Goku to take down Boo.
Yeah, but he did it.
Yeah, not on his own, though.
And he wasn't even a Super Saiyan when he did it.
Superman could take down Boo. Are you crazy?
No, he couldn't because the motherfucker would keep regenerating.
Strong enough heat blast, he could. If Goku could take him down with a spirit bomb, we sound like fucking fanboys that we were just criticizing too.
But Superman doesn't have any energy attacks that are big enough to wipe out all of Boo at once.
Super heat beam, burn up all of Boo.
I don't buy it.
Are you crazy? What if Superman just flew Boo into the sun, just sat there for like a half hour, just waited for him to die?
How would you fly Boo into the sun? Even if you grab
him, slap him, knock him out, fly him to the sun.
You can't grab Boo because he's a blob.
Superman's fought things that don't exist before. Like Dr. Destiny.
None of these characters exist, Bill.
I know, that's true. You know, we should stop doing this because we're just embarrassing ourselves. Nobody cares. Listen, I'm not wanting to get into all this because I'm more of a story guy. So you can make anything make sense for me in a story. Listen, if you're using like Godzilla, like GMK Godzilla for fighting Heisei Gamera, if you're going to tell a story like that, Heisei Gamera kind of has to win. Because he's the good guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why King Kong won in King Kong vs. Godzilla. Because monster movies have this weird thing where the more human-looking and acting monster has to win. War of the Gargantuas. Which Gargantua technically do we sympathize with? And I guess they don't win. They both die.
Yeah, see, they were both human-looking, so it was kind of gray area.
Yeah, but Gyra was way more monstrous. I had fun tonight, Dylan. It was a good episode. But let's wrap up though, since we're about an hour and 45 in. Is there anything we really need to mention that we haven't?
Coming up soon-ish.
Well, not announcements. I mean, like stuff that we wanted to bring up that we just didn't. You started school, right?
Didn't you say you had a story about like a cop or something?
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, I should tell that quick. Quick story. It's not that long. It's not that complicated. It's kind of basic, but I've been driving for about a year and a half now, and I have done things in a motor vehicle that I shouldn't have done.
Oh.
I won't specify out of the thing of like this is on recording.
Weed.
I don't need no cop pulling this up and being like, hey, you did this in a car. I don't need that.
He's talking about weed.
No. All right, wait a minute. There's a story that we've never told before on recording. Fucking driving to Chicago, right? Me, Dylan, and Andres. You remember this story. We're fucking driving, right? It's like 6:30 in the morning. We're in New Jersey, and we stop at McDonald's to get breakfast. We get out of the place we're driving, and we're talking about something. And Dylan sees a highway patrol officer. I can't say that. Sees a highway patrol officer. I was going to say something about highway patrol officers, but given the situation I'm in right now, I won't. And he opens the window and just screams, "He got weed! He got weed!" Rolls up the window, and I just speed away. Because I'm like, are you fucking out of your mind? And he's like, what? It's funny. Dylan, it's a highway patrol officer. It's not just a cop. It's a highway patrol officer.
I got no respect for the law.
They will pull your ass over anything. They don't care about the law.
I really don't even think he heard me because he was pulling somebody over at the time.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, usually they don't care if they're pulling somebody over. Anyway, let me tell you. Okay, so that's a story.
They've already their quota.
Yeah, so what happened was I was driving on the LIE westbound to get home. We took the LIE when you were here. When we were driving back from LaGuardia, we took the LIE.
Oh, that's that road in between LaGuardia and your place, okay.
No, wait, no, that's the Clearview Expressway to the Northern State. When I drove you guys back to LaGuardia, we took the LIE.
Which time?
All the times we went there.
Okay.
So, driving down the LIE westbound going home, right? And I'm driving, I'm going about 70 because it's a 55-mile-an-hour road. But it's rush hour. I'm keeping up with traffic. Everybody was going about 70. That's speeding. But during rush hour, that's what you do.
So basically what he's saying is, it's speeding, but it was...
Listen,
I was only speeding as much as everyone else was.
Absolutely. So I'm driving, highway patrol dude is making a U-turn from the eastbound side to the westbound side. Pulls onto the westbound side, and I guess the way his car was positioned, I happened to strike the begin. I didn't strike. I didn't hit the car, but my car was in the peripheral vision of both the officer and his laser thing that picks up speed. And so I'm driving, and he pulls up behind me, and that happens a lot. Cops will pull up behind me when I'm speeding. I'll just be like, oh shit, I'll just slow the fuck down. But I try to do that, and I can't because he's right on my ass. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He's almost making me keep speeding because he wants to make sure he gets the reading right so he can give me a ticket, which is exactly what happened. I got pulled over, and I got my first speeding ticket. It was the first time I was ever pulled over by a cop.
Were you nervous?
Oh, I was sweating bullets. And listen, he could have been a way more of an asshole than he was, but listen, I was breaking the law. Absolutely, I was speeding. But I was only speeding as much as everybody else was. I got picked out of a crowd because I got fucked, so that's the story.
If you had less self-dignity, you could have broken into hysterics.
I was thinking of that. I should have I should have done that. I should be like, oh my god!
Please, officer, I won't last long in prison.
I'll suck your dick. Let me go, please. Now, he might have gotten more pissed then because I was making it hard for him. I just gave him my license and registration. He gave me a ticket. I have to show up in court in November.
Wow.
So maybe we should keep up with this So in November, when I have the court date, I'll be like, hey, Dylan, I went to court.
I'll be like, cool.
Cool. Fantastic. So I had my first encounter with the police in a motor vehicle.
That's the opening of that episode of DFOS. You're like, hey, Dylan, I went to court, and I'm like, cool. And then we cut to the Law and Order theme song.
In the state of New York, speeding is considered especially heinous.
In Long Island.
There's a group of detectives called the Special Speeding Unit. This is their story. Dun, 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 dun. Oh boy, fuck the popo, man. Anyway, so announcements. Next issue of Odyssey is coming in about a week.
Yes, there's going to be a trailer for that, isn't there, Bill?
There should be.
Yeah.
I will do my best. I have some shit coming up, but I will do my best to get a trailer out there. They don't take long to make, so I'll just do it. There will be a trailer, probably early next week. We also, if you haven't listened to Gamera Palooza, it's all finished. You can go watch that on my channel now.
If you haven't actually liked the Godzilla Odyssey Facebook page, go do that.
Yeah. How many likes do we have right now? Like 30 or so?
I'll go check. You can see exclusive content there.
Yeah, absolutely. Including a video explaining Dylan's design process for Godzilla Odyssey, and I almost just fell off my chair.
Which you cannot find on YouTube. That is only available on the Facebook page.
Well done, sir. Yep.
We have 44 likes.
All right, over that. Okay, good, cool. So go like that.
The reviews for the first issue were great, everybody.
Yeah, we got good reviews.
So keep that up.
Yep. So keep reviewing us, keep liking us, keep praising us. Don't criticize us.
Continue to praise us regardless of.
No, listen. We had somebody write constructive criticism. I was very thankful because they were absolutely right.
What was their constructive criticism?
I don't remember.
My God. Look how grateful we are.
Yeah, look how much we're taking this into account. No, I know. One of them was I spelled something wrong, so that's fair.
Oh yeah, I remember one of them was like your paragraphs are too long.
Oh yeah, they're right. Absolutely, I write too long paragraphs.
But I'm like, you see that in books all the time. Just saying.
Yeah, it's true.
Books.
Anyway,
stories and shit.
Whoever that guy is, I know that he follows DFOS.
Yes. That was an excellent review. Most of the reviews that we get on fanfiction.net for the first issue were just like, good job.
Well said. And then that dude, I'm sorry I don't remember your name if you're listening.
But you
wrote a long, in-depth review. And he got the Demons from Outer Space joke in that issue.
He did.
I was proud of that. Not everybody caught that. I know you caught it when you read it, but obviously you're going to catch it. I also think I pointed it out to you beforehand. I was like, I wrote this line where Ichinose goes, "They're demons from outer space. Is that too obvious?" And you were like, "Yeah, but it's Showa Godzilla. Nobody's going to care."
Yeah, you really didn't have to point it out to me, because I would have gotten it. It's very obvious. Especially seeing as how I am a demon from outer space.
Yeah, true. Very true. So yeah, issue 2 is coming soon. I have read it. It's great. I love it.
Go read it. Go love it. Go buy the movie. No.
What?
There's no movie.
There is no Godzilla Odyssey. We couldn't even do it. We'd be sued.
And then we'd have more stories.
If it was a fan film that we released online with no money, fine. Right now?
Then we would have more stories for the Law and Order.
On the internet, there is the act of releasing fan films for profit is considered especially heinous.
Dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Copyright Unit.
This is their story.
Dun dun
Dun dun dun dun dun dun.
Nene.
Manny, created by Dickhead. How often do you think he gets that? How often do you think people named Richard encounter that joke?
I don't know. Probably a lot.
Yeah? Do you know anybody named Richard? I know 2 people.
Actually, I don't think I do, personally.
One of my best friends' name is Richard, and I call him Ricky or Rich, though, so... I never call him Dick. Tomorrow I'm going to see him and be like, hey, yo, Dick!
There are some Ricks in my family, but it's not short for Richard. Their name on their
list. I know it's both. Like, Ricky Gervais is not named Richard Gervais. His name is Ricky.
Right.
I remember one time we did a stand-up bit where he was talking about he went to Sunday school, and he got a copy of, like, a Moses book or whatever the fuck. And inside of it said, dedicated to Ricky, R-I-K-K-I. Like I'm a fucking mongoose. Ricky Tikki Tavi, I love that.
I've been recently watching The Office.
The British one, right?
No, the American one.
Oh, okay. Is he in that?
He has cameos.
Oh, okay. Is he playing David Brent, or is he just some other dude?
See, I've never watched the British version. I need to watch.
I haven't watched either.
I need to watch the British version. But
I've heard the British version is one of the best TV shows of all time, so I need to watch it.
I've heard that as well, and I'm also quite fond of the American version. And I'm assuming he's playing the same character. And he has several cameos throughout the various seasons, and it's great. They use a lot of British actors. There's one season that Idris Elba's in for a few episodes. Fucking Donna Noble is in the last season.
Catherine Tate?
Yeah, she's in. Actually, she makes her first appearance close to the end of the 7th season, and then she's in, like, the end of 8 and then all of 9.
Is that show still on?
The Office? No. Season 9 was the last episode. That was in 2000, I want to say 12.
Oh, okay, so it was not... Steve Carell wasn't in the last season, right?
Steve Carell left in season 7.
Oh, okay. And then it was some other asshole?
Well, at first they brought in Will Ferrell, but that turned out to be a joke because he was only there for a few episodes and then he had an injury and was gone. And they wound up...
Well, so you can't commit Will Ferrell to a TV show.
And they wound up promoting one of the guys that was already there to be the new manager.
Oh, okay. They're like paper manufacturers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was this huge thing, though, where like they hired this other guy to be manager, and this guy was played by James Spader, and it's an amazing performance. But like they hire this guy to be manager, he comes in, takes one look at the place, and decides, nah. Then he drives down to Florida and convinces the CEO to give him her job.
That's great. But yeah. Dylan, I think that's going to do it.
I think we're good. Is there any?
All right.
Was that all that needed announcing? Yeah.
I think so.
I think we're good. All right.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, our 1 year anniversary is coming up in about a month.
Yeah, that'll be around Halloween, so.
On Halloween Day. Well, no, we recorded it on Halloween night.
Yeah, it didn't go up until like a few days later.
I think our actual anniversary is November 6th. And I don't think we can do a Halloween podcast this year.
No.
I got plans.
Plus, Halloween fell on a Thursday last time, didn't it? So it was. Yeah,
it's on a Wednesday. It's on a Friday this year. So fuck, I'm doing shit.
Friday last year, Halloween was on a Thursday. It was like, well, we got nothing going on.
Yeah, I didn't do anything last year.
No, I didn't.
I think I hung out with Nicola for a little bit, but that was about it.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna get drunk.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing that. November 8th is our anniversary.
All right. Well, November 8th.
So in about a month and a couple days.
There may or may not, and by that I mean definitely will not, be cake.
Probably not. We could, but it wouldn't really mean anything unless we turned our webcams on.
Also, how would we have cake? Like,
we'd have to buy it separately.
we would have to buy
and then have to we'd have to trust the other one's word that they were eating it.
We'd either have to buy separate cakes or ship half of a cake.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense, does it?
No, I mean, I could buy a cake.
We're not gonna have cake.
I mean, I could buy a cake just for myself, but that's just a typical night for me.
Oh God! All right, so just to say this, because this episode's going up the day after. Everybody, I know that there's an American Gamera DVD Blu-ray release now. I'm aware.
Gamera the Brave.
What'd I say?
You just said Gamera.
Gamera the Brave, yes. I know! I get it. Everybody has told me. Please stop sending me messages. I have gotten 6 IMs in the past half hour about it. I get it. Please stop IMing me.
Really, that many people reminded you?
Everybody has reminded me.
But they all dropped the ball on that whole Jiger thing. Well, that's sad.
Yeah. Wait, what did I not bring up again?
You didn't understand what you thought was ice, but it wasn't ice.
Well, nobody cares.
Everybody cares. Everybody cares but you.
I don't care. I have no regrets, Dylan, whatsoever.
You ever consider that, Bill? You ever consider that maybe it's not society that has the problem? Maybe you've got the problem.
Nah, society's pretty fucked up without me. Without me being involved. You don't need me to be fucked up. You don't need me to be fucked up. You're more fucked up without me.
How do you figure that?
What do you mean? You're pretty fucked up, Dylan.
Maybe you said I'm more fucked up without you. I figured.
No, you're equally fucked up without me. Maybe a little less. I tend to bring out the worst in you.
I mean,
I tend to bring out the worst in everybody I encounter. One of the girls I work with says that she's never cursed before she started hanging out with me.
But how would you know if you've brought out the worst in somebody? Like, how do you know they don't have something worse?
Because I can tell. Because when I first met them, they were a better person than when I'd known them for a while.
I don't think I've gone downhill. I think I've stayed pretty consistent.
Okay. That's fine. Glad. I feel less bad now. Cool.
Actually, I think I'm a little better than I was as a child. I was really cutthroat as a child.
Yeah, you've told me stories that have made me scared of you, Dylan. And you did things on the road trip where I was like, oh. Your face during all the pictures, Jesus. You looked like you wanted to murder somebody. But it's funny, Dylan was so happy on the whole road trip. You were in such a good mood.
I don't photograph well.
You look fine, but it's just your face. You're like, fuck everybody. You were really happy in the Ed Godziszewski picture. Everyone else, you were like,
who is this guy?
Who the fuck is this guy? In the picture we took with one of our fans, and I know his name, I'm just not saying it. All right, fine, James Bavolo.
I'm just terrible at getting photographs.
I was holding your shoulder like, come in here, friend.
It's just people snap the picture.
You're like, get the fuck away from me.
It's just people snap the little camera button at the worst time, and they always catch the frowny face as opposed to the happy face.
You suck, Dylan. You gotta improve on that shit.
I don't really care about being photogenic.
Yeah, you were fine in the YouTube video though.
Yeah.
We did the prologue for the first Road podcast. All right. I think that'll do it, everybody. Thank you for listening to the first returning podcast of the Demons from Outer Space. Now that we're back from our little hiatus,
yes,
we will be back on a weekly schedule for the foreseeable future.
We're back. We're better than ever.
Well, maybe in the holidays we might have to take a couple breaks, but I don't perceive a problem. Depends on when Christmas and Thanksgiving falls.
I'll tell you.
Thanksgiving always falls on a Thursday, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't know that, Dylan.
I think you're the only person in the world who didn't.
No, I knew it. I just wasn't sure. I was like, is it a certain... It's always the third Thursday in November, right?
Third or fourth.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway,
Fourth.
I don't really care, honestly.
Fourth Thursday, actually.
I'm sorry.
Christmas is also on a Thursday this year. Wow.
That sucks. That means that my semester is longer this year, then? No, it doesn't.
No.
That's wrong.
You're wrong.
My semester ends on a certain date. I think it's the 18th. And then my second semester ends on the 19th. Nobody cares about this conversation.
This is very entertaining.
Alright, so let's end it. So until next time,
Quality
I'm the
podcasting.
WURSTER, a.k.a. Zazubaar.
I'm SuperGam64.
And as always, and as they always will be, dem Germans, they be fucked up.